Hey guys, happy Saturday! Woo! It's hot today. I'm guessing it's either going to be in the upper 90s or it might even hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit here in San Diego. But you know, I'm here in East County, so it's always a lot hotter. But I choose to live in East County because I think I'm part lizard and I need to be in the desert. So, but I need to be within like 15 to 20 minutes of the beach too because I'm also a mermaid. So, and Monica is here. Hello, Monica. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. Hey, Debbie, what's up, Snoop Deb Deb? You know, wherever you are or what part of the day it is right now, whether you are late morning like myself, hey, paperback, or it's afternoon, late afternoon, evening. And Susie, what up, girl? So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. So you guys have any fun Friday nights? You guys have anything planned for today? You guys up to any mischief? What are you guys doing? And of course I have my big water jug to stay hydrated because it's hot. I do have one of the windows cracked right now because that's facing south right now, so there's no sun really coming in. Whew. But I had to bring in the cans from out front. Hey, what's up, Lady Night? No problem, Susie. But yeah, you know, we had trash day on Friday, so I just had to roll the cans off the street and back onto the property. And I had to switch out. It's laundry day, so I have the sheets getting washed right now, and I had to put the comforter in the dryer. Hey, Karina! And Sherry Bug, what up, girl? Let's see, what else I have to do? It was kind of a busy morning. I have like my chores and stuff. Oh, and I had to ship out a Wally's World Oracle. Somebody bought one last night, so I wanted to make sure that got out first thing in the morning. And Cheryl, what's up? New subscriber. Ooh, ooh. I hope you have fun during today's live chat. Thank you. So I'm trying out a new candle that I got from World Market. Hey, Garrett! World Market was having like a really big sale. It was like a 70% off sale for members. Membership's free, so it's just like a bunch of free coupons that you always get. And I was like, 70% off? Like, oh, now you've piqued my interest. Now you're talking of my language. So I got this candle, which you guys probably saw in the thumbnail. So this was originally like a $14 candle, but they had like marked it down. So this was a $3 candle. I was like, hey, I think it's gonna be great now. It smells really good. It's a sea salt and fresh herbs. It kind of smells like really masculine. Like it smells like a fisherman wearing really strong cologne. Yes. Sherry Buck's like, discount is my second language. Really? Mine too. We should communicate in discount sometime. A Lady Night's like, yes, those discounts for sure. So yeah, I mean, you know, so a few dollars, I couldn't resist. It's in a pretty blue bottle, so once I'm finished using the candle, of course I could reuse this for something because it's got a really cool little cork. So I was like, ooh, this would be really good for some sort of potion or something that, you know, I'd be working on. So this is great once I'm done with the candle. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, thank you, Monica. So yeah, so like I said, it's a pretty warm day today. Yesterday, my dude and I we go for our evening walks in the neighborhood, and I don't know if you want to call it an evening walk or an evening workout because like people who are from San Francisco claim that our hills are just like the streets of San Francisco, just here on Dictionary Hill, because we have these like crazy, like steep grades of hills. Like some people's cars if it's an old car or it's a car that doesn't have enough power, it really truly can't make it up these hills. Like seriously, they're that steep. We go through breaks a little bit faster because of how steep they are. But anyway, so we were going through our workout. And we ended up passing by this house where this guy was working on his car. It was a 442, or 442 if you guys know what that is. It's like, it's pretty good. I think my boyfriend was saying one of the four stands for four carburetors, and the two is for dual exhaust, and the other four, he doesn't know if that's like for like the transmission or what. But we're gonna see the guy again on Sunday because my dude makes friends like wherever he goes. Like he sees somebody working on the car, and he's like, hey, and then we just end up talking cars for like an hour. And I was like, I think the Mosquitoes are coming out, and so I don't know if you guys want to see my leg. Hold on. Oh. I have all these like this calamine lotion. I have it on like my back and my shoulders. I got bit 14 times by a mosquito, and I kept trying to tell my boyfriend, I'm like, I think I'm getting eaten. He's like, I know, but we're like talking cars with like this dude, and so and I think my boyfriend only got bit like twice, but I'm like, why do they always eat me? He's like, maybe they like your tender flesh. I'm like, I don't know. I need to eat more garlic. That's what I need to do. Usually that's what I do during summer is I do try to eat more garlic. I have more garlic in my diet. Or you could take garlic supplements. Because if you do that, really, like that is like a natural way of repelling mosquitoes. And I love garlic. I will eat like pure garlic cloves. I love garlic. So, yes, men talking here. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they were instant bros, like for sure. Like my boyfriend's like, let me show you the family portrait, which is basically like his two fancy cars, and of course like my fancy car. And then the guy was talking about his car, and and apparently like we said that we made friends with like another car dude that was down the way, and he's like, oh yeah, that the guy's name is Craig, and like, this is my name, and like we're both in the military because there's like a lot of military dudes. And he says, I used to be stationed in Texas, but like now I'm here. And let's see, Corinna says, you got sweet blood, girl. Also good tip, I'm gonna try it. Yes, so if you guys are susceptible to the mosquito like me, try just having a lot more garlic in your diet, or if you don't like the taste of garlic, which I don't know because garlic's delicious, they have little garlic like tablets or supplements that you can take. We haven't had a lot of garlic in our diet lately, which is probably why I got bit like 14 times. So I'm just gonna start eating my garlic again. So hello Marina. In a room full of people, the little vampires usually choose me. Nice. Yeah, usually, yeah. If we're, let's say having a backyard party with like some of our friends, or if any of my friends' daughters is like having a quinceañera or something like that, and we're out there for like hours in some of those long birthday parties, and I come back and I'm just like, they chose me, like. But most of the time I do know to preemptively a couple of days beforehand start packing in that garlic before I head to my friends' parties. Says, will garlic salt do the trick? Maybe, but I would also take maybe some extra garlic because usually I have to eat like a lot of garlic. I would say the equivalent of half a clove for the day. But I really like garlic. When you go to Costco, you get like those tubs of minced garlic. I'll just eat that because I really do love garlic. Like how there's those weirdo people that just eat onions, which I think is disgusting. But I'll just eat garlic. Hey, Essence. So yeah, so I was telling our new friend who we're gonna see again on Sunday, because my boyfriend was also talking about he owns a window tinting business, and he's like, I don't tint vehicles even though I'm a car guy, but I do like residential, commercial. And the guy's like, oh really? He says, well, he says, I kind of refuse to run the AC in my house, but if you think it would help, like, could you take a look at my windows? Because I noticed all my neighbors have tinted windows. And he's like, yeah, sure. And so he's like, do you have a business card? And he's like, well, since we were going out for a walk, I changed into my workout shorts and I don't have my business cards. And he's like, well, that means your chick is going to have to bring her super hot car like over on Sunday. You guys can roll by my house, rev the engine. I'll know it's you. I'll come out and you give me a business card. We're like, okay, deal. Lady Knight said, but then garlic doesn't only keep the vampires away, but also the humans. No? Probably. But we're supposed to be social distancing, so. Sherry Bug's like, you may be allergic to. Maybe that's why the bites bother you. My German Shepherd is allergic to flea saliva, so even though she is on the meds, if she picks one up in the grass, she breaks out badly. I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to mosquitoes, which is why I get welts and like nobody else really does. Oh, hey, Zara. She said, yes, mosquitoes, lemongrass, eucalyptus, and rosemary are good. You know what helps to take the itch out too? I mean, I have Calmine lotion, but lemon, like lemon essential oil or just like lemon juice is really good at taking the itch out of stuff. So, but yeah, lemongrass, eucalyptus, rosemary are good. Actually, lavender too, if you guys want to try that. Lavender seems to repel a lot of the mosquitoes, at least in my area. Susie said, hate the smell, but Avon skin is so soft, wards off mosquitoes. Well, then they probably hate the smell too. Hey, Silver, what's up? So yeah, I tried wearing, there's one essential oil I have that it like really stinks to me, and it really stinks to mosquitoes, but it just like stunk so bad I just like couldn't wear it. I'm like, I am repelling myself. Let's see. Oh, Juvity, what's up, girl? Happy Saturday. Zara said, I had some mosquitoes that got in my room and I couldn't reach them, but they were staring at me while I slept. I think I'm allergic to them too. I react a bit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they like wait till you're asleep, and then that's why I like to keep the whole house fan going on, because we have the tiger mosquitoes, which aren't very strong flyers, but they are very aggressive, and they are the females, because the females are the, I mean, like, why do I know all this about mosquitoes? But the females are the hunters, and the males stay behind. So the females go and get the blood, and then they bring it back to their young. It's kind of gross, but yeah, so the really aggressive, like tiger mosquitoes that you see, they're all females for the most part. And I think I know all this because the vector control people that come by, because I have like fruit trees and stuff like that, and they know that like creates fruit flies and stuff like that. We just try to keep that stuff down in the neighborhood, so they have this like repellent stuff that they'll like hang in my tree just to kind of keep them away. And so one time I saw this dude like in my yard, and I came out and I'm like, excuse me, why are you in my tree? He's like, oh hi, he's like, it was like the nerdiest, like, vector control. He's just protecting the neighborhood, ma'am. I'm like, okay. He's like, stand back. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in your tree right quick. I'm like, okay. And so I ended up taking him around my yard because he was wondering, at some point, this was a few years back, we had like really, really like torrential rains here in San Diego. And because of all the rains, it made all the grass grow. And when all the grass grow, it brought like all these things that eat the grass, and all the things that eat the grass, it brought their predators that eat the things that eat the grass. And then all of a sudden we had like a rat explosion, a hawk explosion, like bird explosions, like gopher explosions, snake explosions. Like we were just like overrun with animals and vegetation. Let's see, let me go back here. Sherry Bug said the grass plantain is supposed to be good for bee stings, so maybe would work with mosquito bites. Possibly, yes. Karina, I work out at night and those fellas get me every time, but I gotta lift my weights. Heck yeah. That's why I can't work out in the garage at night. I would have to work out in the house because I would just be eaten alive. Tiger mosquitoes, just when 2020 couldn't get any stranger. No, well, the tiger mosquitoes, those came out like a few years ago, so can't really blame 2020 for that one. Hey, what's up, Claudia? Sherry Bug's like Agent X of vector bug killers. Yes. Karina said, girl, it never rains in San Diego, but when it does, yes, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, for the most part, like we'll have kind of like some light rains, and you know, since we don't get that much rain, all of a sudden our like desert soil just like everything explodes. But that one year where it just went crazy, there was like, people were calling like animal control left and right because they're like, we got like raccoons, we got possums like crazy, we got all these skunks, we got all these snakes, we have all these gophers, we have all these rats, and there was like mice everywhere. And and so anyway, I guess I had made friends with like 2 of the vector control dudes. I haven't actually seen them in about a year or so, but they would make their like rounds, you know, because people would call and say, hey, can you check out to see if we have tiger mosquitoes or whatever. And I said, we have some mosquitoes in like a flower box in the front of my, near my front door. And I was like, I think there's a lot of mosquitoes in there. And he's like, hold on, let me check. I don't know where he pulled this out from, but it was like his back pocket, which I didn't even see anything there before, but it was like, and all of a sudden there was like a butterfly net. And it was like, where did you pull that out from? And he was like, hold on, let's take a look. Are they mosquitoes? And he like caught them, and I'm like, and he like takes a look. He's like, no, what we have here is, I don't know what he called them, but he's like, what we have here, these look like mosquitoes. They have the long nose, you could see, like mosquitoes. They move like a mosquito, but these are not mosquitoes. And then he was like, and he like let him go. And I was like, so they're not gonna bite me? And he went, no, not those. They just live in the soil. I was like, okay, cool. He's all, check this out. And he like opened his other like whatever like pocket, or some little Velcro pocket. He had a vial of like, it was like a vial, it had a little bit of water, and it had like the larvae of like the tiger mosquito, you know, because he says how they can live in like just minute amounts of water. That's why you can't have standing water anywhere near your property, like even if it's just the littlest. And he had this like water with like little like larvae in it, and then he was like, that's what they look like when they're in your water. And I was like, why do you have that in your pocket? He's like, hold on. He takes out this other thing that actually has the tiger mosquitoes. You see those striped legs? Those are the females. They're the tiger mosquitoes trying to get through that glass right now. They're really aggressive. They came from Asia. He says, what happened here is some of our trades that we do and things like that, they come on the ships and they follow the people that are on the ships. He goes, but these are more indigenous to like Cambodia and places like that. But he said, yeah. And I was like, why do you have those in your pockets? And he's like, so I can educate people. I was like, well, yeah, I understand. Inspector Gadget, yes, Gadget Butterfly Net. Go Gadget Butterfly Net. Silver said it's been crazy here too the last few years with it rains and they all come out and they eat me. And had to make sure to put on bug spray. Oh yeah, there was that year. Yes, it was crazy with the mosquitoes. So I would actually put on bug spray or lavender, like whatever it was at night, just so that I wouldn't get bitten. And it was like so hot, and we don't want to run our AC constantly because we don't want a super heavy bill. And I don't want to sleep with no sheets on because then I'm just exposed to like become the mosquito buffet at night. So I would be like sweating with the sheets on. Oh my goodness. Let's see, Zara says, we've all had those days when a stranger who keeps random objects in the back of their pants, who is also an expert on the topic, is sitting in your tree. I know, right? We've all had those days. It happens. So that guy sounds like he needs a TV show. I was trying to relay this to my boyfriend. I was like, you don't understand. This guy is like a cartoon character. Like, if you didn't meet him, you'd think I was lying, but I can't make that up. I was like, the dude had vials of stuff in his little Velcro pockets. He literally had mosquitoes and their larvae in vials, and he had a butterfly net that I don't know where it came out of his pants. Like, I'm like, and my boyfriend's like, why do you always attract the really special people? And I was like, how is that attracting the special people? He's like, the guys who are the most unique seem to really like you. And I'm like, well, that says a lot about you because you're dating me. So I wouldn't be dissing me because you're dating me. I'm like, you chose to date me like 14 years ago. So that's on you, bro. Zara's like, I did that last night with the sheets too. I was so hot. Yes. Claudia said, I had a roommate that was sort of like that. He is a spider scientist. You know, I couldn't have a roommate that's a spider scientist. No, no. Oh, poor Sherry Bug. I'm killing you over there. Oh, Lady Knight's face is hurting from laughing. Karina said, what tarot card do you think represents this guy? Probably the Fool card. You know, I'm imagining the Fool card with like a little butterfly net, just like hanging in somebody's tree. Stand back. This is vector control business. Claudia's like, he recently had a spider species named after him. That's special. Nice. Totally thought that, yes, definitely the Fool card. Oh my goodness. Oh, Sherry Bug's telling Claudia, it's like, that's an honor. I had the spider species named after me. Kind of a big deal. Oh, my boyfriend was reminding me, you know, because every time he talks about like special dudes having crushes on me, which I always have to remind him, remember, that makes you a special dude too. Yes, you like that, Lady Night. It is my little water bottle. As Susie said, some family breeds black widows in their basement for a living. They make a fortune for anti-venom. That takes a special person. Yep. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do that. They should probably take some of the black widows from my yard because we have a ton. And there's this coach that I coach with. He's the pole vault coach and I'm the high jump coach. So like our pits are right near each other. You know, the high jump pit and the pole vault pit. And he's Mr. Bug everything. He could tell you everything about bugs. He has pet spiders. He leaves the black widows in his house and he gave them an entire bathroom. He says that that's their bathroom. They get the guest bathroom and it's full of spiders. I'm like, you have spiders in your house? I'm like, okay, Norm, this is why you don't have a lady in your life. And he's like, no, I had a lady, but she dumped me. I was like, is it because she went into the bathroom with all the spiders? But yeah, I love Norm. He's a great older guy, but he's like, he has so many stories. I love his stories. It's like, how many lifetimes has this guy had? Like, I wish I could have Norm on here one day for you guys. Like wow, he's done a lot. He's even done stuff with NASA. He used to be a limo driver. He used to be like, he works at the Olympic Training Center. Like he he like does all these weird things, and he's got this thing for insects and all kinds of animals. I mean, the animals I'm cool with, but like, and certain insects I'm cool with, but like the spiders, dude. Oh, let's see. Claudia said, yes, he is a well-renowned scientist. I have lots of funny stories, as you can imagine, I'm sure. Let's see. When your water bottle isn't enough, I can send you one of my horse's buckets. Thank you. My boyfriend always jokes around because I love horses. He's like, what you really need is a horse bucket and a feed bag. I was like, I dream of having a feed bag someday. Like, how cool would that be? Just have your food. Like, we have some like weird jokes in my household. My dream of having a feed bag. Because I love oats like a lot. And he was like, you need a feed bag. I'm like, I know. Okay, let's see. Lady Night, I prefer my animals with 4 legs, fur, and whiskers. Zara, we're throwing around the word special a bit. I was wondering what your moon sign is, Tara. I'm a Libra moon. Says, I used to have a neighbor named Norm too. I wonder if it's the same Norm. Let's see. I would totally run screaming from that house if I found a room full of spiders. Yikes. Yes. Bring Norm. I totally, like, when, okay, I only see him during track season though, or if he's subbing on campus, because he's also a substitute teacher. So if he's ever, like during track season, so the spring, if I can, like, you know, set up like a video, or because I don't think I could do a live chat, but I would so love to interview Norm because he has the weirdest stories and I can't get enough of his stories. Like, I could sit there eating popcorn and listen to Norm talk all day about everything, and all day talking about, like, because he's also like the animal insect whisperer. Like, he knows everything too about animals. Like, one time he was doing like bird calls from the pole vault pit. And I was like, Norm, what are you doing? He says, I'm talking to the birds over there. I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, he says, now watch this. You see that kid going over there to use the porta potty? Now watch what the male bird does. He says, you see how it's walking along the ground and it's dragging its wing. It's doing the broken wing thing. It actually doesn't have a broken wing, but it thinks the child is the predator, so it's trying to lure the child away because they have a nest. And he goes, those types of birds, they nest in dirt. They don't nest up in trees, so their eggs are highly susceptible to obviously land animals and things like that, snakes and things. So what they do is the male will pretend to have a broken wing and it hobbles along and lures the thing away so that the mom can then call in reinforcements. And so I'm like watching this go on, and it's like absolutely playing out the way he says it was going to play out. And I was like, whoa. And so, like, if any of the kids like got too close to the eggs, he'd go insane. Hey, you watch out. He says, there's a mom with her children there. Just watch out. And so then he was so upset, so he got caution tape put up so the kids wouldn't walk in that area. Like, I think that's great though. I mean, like, Norm, he sees things that we don't see. Like, the kids had no idea there's like eggs right in the walkway there, but he will throw such a fit to, you know, protect the wildlife that we have in our area. He just like knows, he'll hear the call of a bird and he's like, that's the mating call of a whatever red-throated something. And I'm like, how do you know this? You are freaking awesome, man. He knows everything, and bugs. He knows everything. Let's see. Let me go back. Garrett said, did your friends see the effed up Fids video, Mosquito Fighter Ninja Mosquitoes Beware? They did not yet. I haven't actually had a chance to talk to them because everybody's, I don't know what everybody's doing right now. They're not home. I think people are like going out on like road trips because you still can't really go anywhere except like go driving. So yeah, a lot of my friends are not really home right now. Silver said, it would be so fun to jump into a pool of jello. Oh, that would be so cool. Lady Night, do you see the irony? He is talking to birds and they're like, okay, but you talk to source energy. I know. I'm like, Talking to birds. I talk to dead people. Yes, I would love to interview Norm for you guys. That would be so cool. Like he really is like the coolest guy, and he is like he has a heart of gold, and he's I think he's an acquired taste, I would say, because a lot of like the other coaches and stuff, hey Raven, they don't understand him because he's totally on a different planet, you know, because he's like talking to animals and insects all the time, and like just, you know, telling me about clouds and telling me about wind direction and why there's a certain breeze coming through because it's coming from whatever mountains. And it's like, you know, he's like Mr. Wilderness Man. And so, yeah, he's a little eccentric and he's a little odd, but I like him. And so, like, I actually had him brought onto our track team because he was like the guy that coached under me when I was a head coach for a different high school. And so when I went to this new high school, I was like, I'm bringing my pole vault coach with me. And so the head coach then, who's still our head coach, is like, well, okay, because it's hard to find a pole vault coach. And so he's like, this guy is really weird. I was like, okay, but he's nice though. I said, he's just hard to understand, but when you get to know him, he's actually like a really, really cool dude. Like I speak his language, sort of. Sort of. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Zara. This is a piece of Aquamarine, which is actually my dude's birthstone. Oh, and Chantal is here. Hello. Lady Knight said he sounds like a Papageno. He needs a Papagena. Yes. Let's see. A sane eccentric. Yes, he is. Yeah, the kids love him. Like those pole vault kids, they would do anything for him. Like he's really good about like teaching them to be aware of like other people, animals, manners. Like I think he's like I wouldn't even say like a father figure, but he's just like this really good person that I think is really, really good for the kids. Like I think he is perfect for high school kids. Like, you know, because the ones that are the pole vaulters, usually those are ones that don't normally join sports because they feel awkward, they feel like outcasts, they feel like they're not like the buff kids or the athletic kids. And he welcomes kids like all shapes and sizes. He's like, there's no reason you can't be a pole vaulter. You know, he says, I will train you and everything. And so he creates this like community of like everybody is equal here. You know, this is a safe place. Like the kids love him, and like they don't go out for any other sport, those pole vault kids. Like, and I see their confidence built up like on campus because of like, you know, being able to do a sport with him. So I think he's perfect. Let's see. Yes, an iridescent is here. Silver said, I was wondering if that was Aquamarine. Oh, that's your birthstone too. Hey, hey. Let's see. And Zara, that might, oh, your birthstone might be this one or amethyst. Sherry Bug's like, pole vaulters are a special group for sure. Yeah, that's what I always tell him. And he always like does like play around joking, and he's like, anybody can be a high jumper. He says, but it takes guts to grab a pole and fly upside down 14 feet up in the air. I was like, true that. True that. I mean, and Jennifer's here. Hello. Oh, thank you, Molly. Actually, this was one of the ones too that was in the, I don't remember when I got it, but I know it's from a Witch's Bounty box. So yeah, and actually this is some aquamarine that I got from a little shop on Etsy too. I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling like a aquamarine mood here. So just going back, and Ayan is here. What up? Oh, so besides me having to interview Norm for you guys someday, and oh, and quick story. Real quick before I move on, because Norm's full of stories and I could probably talk forever because I've heard his stories for like years now since we worked together for a really long time. But okay, so here's one story. Sherrybug said, I'm Pisces, so Aquamarine is my stone. Oh, and Zara is also Pisces. Yeah, my dude, Pisces. Silver says, I'm wearing my earrings and necklace as well. It is a very calming stone, I do have to say. Oh, iridescent, also Pisces. Oh, we got the fishies in the house. What up? Okay, so Norm was like, he had a picture, a close-up picture of Black Widow on his phone. And so he's like, hey, take a look at this. And he like puts it in my face. I'm like, "Wah!" And he's like, he says, oh, no, he goes, this is, and he gave it a name, but he said she's really elderly. She's like in the Black Widow retirement home right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he says, well, he says, you know, Black Widows, they're endangered. He says, they're not around here in San Diego that much anymore. And I'm like, are you kidding? There's like hundreds of Black Widows in my yard. And he's like, are you sure they're Black Widows and not the whatever species of spider? And I was like, they have the red cross on the belly. I'm pretty sure those are Black Widows. And he's like, interesting. I would have to come check it out. He's like, what do the baby sacks look like? And I'm like, it's like a little spiky ball thing. And he went, oh, those are Black Widow sacks. Interesting. He says, well, good on you. You should be breeding more of those Black Widows because they are like pertinent to the ecosystem and to our environment. He says, even the ugliest of things have to keep things going. And I was like, true. I don't want them in my house, but I understand where you're coming from. I do understand like everything's connected to everything. So let's see. Karina said Pisces sun, Aries moon, Aquarius rising. Hey, hey. Silver, I'm an Aries born in the month of Pisces. Nice. Sherrybug's talking about all the intuition floating around in this group for sure. Garrett said, I'm jealous of the witch's bounty you got yesterday, but my mom, it's possibly, oh, your mom is possibly interested in it, so that could be a sign of her wanting a few more witchy things. Aries, also Aquamarine. Firefish mermaid. In the dream of the third flower was a cup-shaped flower that was magenta purple and pink gradient. So pink and purple related to the heart, but also the crown chakra. So that makes sense within your dream. You were talking about all like the things being like bright white blinding light, like the purity and the you know, things also being flowers and being born in water, which is also, you know, reminiscent of like the lotus and stuff like that. So yeah, that kind of all makes sense. Sherrybug said the baby sacks look like a big smear on the bottom of my shoe. Oh, hey Sheldon, what's up? Ayana said, I am the definition of arachnophobia. Claudia said, we have lots of spiders here in Chile, including some poisonous ones, but also a very friendly pink tarantula. Oh, is it like kind of like albino? That's interesting. Because usually, like sometimes when animals are pinkish in color, it's because they have a lack of color. That's interesting, actually. I probably wouldn't want to touch it, but that's fascinating. How are you doing from the channeling from the dark rock a bit ago? Oh, that one was crazy. I will say. Let's see. I found a robin eggshell. It's so... Oh, you just did? Heck yeah, you should keep that. Maybe put it on your altar. Wow, that's special, actually. I like that. We don't have robins here, so I love the when people take pictures of robin's eggs. I'm like, aw. Says Ina says, if they are not in my house, they live. Otherwise, if I'm alone, they are dead. Yes. But anyway, so Norm, yes, definitely put it on your altar. Norm was like, telling me about this elderly spider, and he said, "What's up, Shadowlander?" That she's been living outside, but he says when they get to a certain age, they stop eating, and usually he says she was getting too weak to hunt on her own, like spin webs and stuff like that, and so he would bring her like dead flies and stuff like that, and he was feeding the spider, and he says, but she hasn't eaten in over a year, and I was like, don't you think your spider's dead? And he went, no. He says, did you know about the black widow? And actually, he goes, it's a few other spiders, but the black widow as well. He goes, the black widow can go without eating for up to a couple of years, and they're not dead. He says they kind of put themselves into a state where they use very little energy. He says, but usually either they're really sick or there's something wrong where they can't expend a lot of energy and they can't hunt for their own food. So he says they go into this kind of like state where they look like they're dead, but they're not dead. And so I was like, that's really, really, really fascinating, actually. Not that I like spiders, but I mean, that's fascinating. So, so what he did was he brought her in because he didn't want the spider to get eaten by the birds in the area. So she's one of the ones living in the bathroom. And after like a year, she popped back to life, and she's been eating again. But he says he's pretty sure she's on her way out because she is rather elderly. And he says, and he just kind of wanted her to live out the rest of her little spider life in a nice warm home. And I was like, well, that's really nice of you. I would be creeped out though, like if I saw it in your house. I was like, but I understand you are doing like nature's work. So good on you, Norm. You do a lot of the nature stuff that I couldn't do. We need people like you. Let's see. Let me go back here. Olivia said, it's not really pink, but in Latin or rosa, we call it rana pollito, little chick spider. Aw. Stanley's here. Hello. Lady Knight said, the only spider I like is the animated Lucas the Spider here on YouTube. Aww. No problem, Stanley. You are always welcome. Let's see. Yes, the spider rest home. Definitely. Zara said, as a spider looking strange with everything going wonky, me during Mercury retrograde. I'm just kidding. Iridescent said, he's like a dear soul. He is. He knows, like, you know, I like to think that I'm pretty in tune with animals, but like, he's like on another level. Like he really is, I think, you know, that people need, yes, he is really quirky and like kind of hard to understand if you don't like know him, but like he really does care about like the environment and like the smallest of insects and the creepy crawlers and it's like they flock to him though. And he's even like nursed some things back to health when he finds that like their mothers have been killed or something. Like there was like some baby rabbits that were born underneath. Like we keep our pole vault and high jump pits on top of these pallets because when it does rain, we don't want the pits getting soaked. So we just have them on top of these pallets because sometimes it does rain in the spring, but not too much, which is why we can keep the pits outside. So there was a mama bunny that had given birth to these baby bunnies underneath the pole vault pits. And he says he waited for a while and the mother bunny never came back. He says usually she'll be back in the early morning because he also knows the schedule of like bunny rabbits. And he says, I have nursed rabbits back to health, and he actually does work with like wildlife conservatories and stuff like that. So he's like, if they're too young, there's nothing I can do about it. And he says there's nothing anybody can do about it. But if they're of a certain week, he goes, I can probably help them. And so he told all the kids, like, don't touch them. You don't want to get your human scent on them. And so he was observing them for a little bit, and he says, I'm going to give it a go. He says, if they can stay alive for at least 3 days with me, he says, they'll stay alive forever. He says, that's like the thing. He goes, with babies that are too young, that are rabbits. He goes, if They can stay alive for 3 days without their mother. He goes, and you feeding them as a human being, he goes, they're going to be okay. He says, but otherwise, he goes that, you know, at a certain point they're too young and they actually do need their mother. And he says, and like a surrogate mother is just not going to do. He was able to save the bunnies, by the way. So he was able to give them up to a place that kind of like works with wildlife here in San Diego. So they were able to, once they're big enough, which rabbits grow pretty fast, they were able to release them again. So I thought that was pretty cool. Hey Veronica, what's up? Let me see. And Kawhi's here. What up? Happy Catterday. Let's see. And Carmen, what up? Garrett said there are poachers in Africa that hunt actual poachers. So our elephant population is on the rise again, I hear. Poachers that hunt poachers. Well, you know, they've been doing a lot of stuff in Africa because, you know, in a lot of like countries where, you know, you have a very high, like low income population, you know, where things are scarce, money is scarce, you know, people will do what they can to make money. And if people place a value on animals, like they're like ivory off of elephants, or you know, the fur off of, you know, like lions and you know, and stuff like that, like claws off of stuff, if a value is put on that, unfortunately that does like breed a really horrific business. But what they've tried to do, without like coming in and saying this is how you should run your country, because I don't think people should do that, but they have decided to pay people, you know, who like need the cash to protect, you know, the animals, thereby giving them a different sort of value. So it's like if you bring in like tourism and stuff like that, you know, where people can come view the animals instead of it being like, let's use their parts, you know, like that. So I know that there's a lot of different organizations that go to different countries where they've tried to put more value in that. So like it's value of like keeping the animals alive rather than the value of their death. So I think that's fabulous, and I know that there's been a rise in a lot of animal populations. I wouldn't say it's exploding, but at least their populations are on the rise instead of dropping, which is good. Okay, let me go back here. Shadowlander said, I just got some ankle and wrist weights and I have begun incorporating them into my industrial dance practice as added strength training with the cardio of industrial dance. That sounds freaking awesome. I love it. Stanley said, I heard this too, Garrett. They are so eager to poach now. Oh, hey, William's here. It says, it would be funny to make a lavender and garlic perfume to get rid of the bugs and annoying people. Let's see. Stanley said, yep, the demand drives the supply. Those people who buy are just as much to blame. Anywho, I'm going, all right, so you have yourself a wonderful weekend, Stanley, and maybe we'll catch you next weekend, next Saturday. Kwai said, not much up today, getting ready for tomorrow. Right now, I'm making a late lunch. Well, what are you having for lunch? Anything you would like to share? All right, Karina, well, we will catch you later. Ayana said that should be your next product. The garlic and lavender mix. Yeah, so anyway, oh, is long hair skinny eye toe here? Hey, what up? Yes, the lavender garlic spray. I wonder how that would smell actually. I'm actually interested. I can make that later today, so I mean, I'll see. Actually, I could try that out. Not a bad idea, you guys. I know you guys are joking, but I don't think it's a bad idea. Fancy store-bought ramen. Hey, you know what? Ramen has such a place in my heart. Like, I love real ramen. I mean, I'll eat some like cheap ramen, but like if you go out to a ramen place, you get yourself some like real ramen. Oh my goodness, real ramen. And some people don't understand. They're like, why would you go out to eat ramen? Like, you could buy top ramen. No, that's not real ramen. Like, like you just don't know. All right, Stanley. Zara said maybe it would smell like some exotic truffle from an overpriced candy store. Ooh. Oh, I love truffle too. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I wanted to tell you guys, I don't know, do you guys know the Facebook group Wish Witches? I think some of you guys are actually in it. Like Ayana, I think you're in it. But you guys need to go check it out. That is like one of the most like full of awesome, light, like kindest people ever. I'm sure there's a lot of really nice Facebook groups out there, but like so far, I haven't been in this group for very long, but I was invited in this group, and this group of Wish Witches is like, it's so nice. It's nice to see them in my feed, and it's like nice to like chat with everybody there, and it's nice to like make new friends. Ayana said just joined yesterday. Yeah, I like it. I've been in it for now like probably like 5 days, but I really, really like it. Yeah, Susie, that's right. Susie's there too. You guys go check it out. If you don't know what I'm talking about. Kwai said, making chicken, stir veggies, adding cheese, and then the store ramen. I miss the real ramen. Haven't had it since my bestie left. Aw. We haven't had it since the lockdown, and like I don't really want ramen to go. Like I want to have some like actual sit down ramen. It's called Wish Witches. So Wish, W-I-S-H, Witches. So basically what it is, people go there, they introduce themselves, and you create like a special wish list, like a Amazon wish list, because that's like the easiest for people to access, of like, I don't know, just like little goodies that you might want. But you don't really get on there because you want something. You go there because it's like a place of where everybody's just like either anonymously or not anonymously like gifting people stuff. Like it's just a place where people just go to genuinely be nice to each other and say nice things, and they're posting like all kinds of fun stuff, and like people post, and for a lot of people that I've read like in the feed so far, they said they're people have been so bombarded with like, it just seems like the world has like gone up in flames, and that everybody has gone crazy, or there's so many bad people out there. And they said it was just nice to be reminded that there are so many good people who just genuinely want to do good for others out of the kindness of their heart. And there are some people that are like, hey, I don't really have any money, so I will do a tarot card reading for you, so and I'm like, I think it's great. And I was feeling kind of like I didn't really want to put my Amazon wish list because I don't know, I feel kind of like weird, like people getting me stuff. Like I love gifting people, and that's like my jam. But I have like, I don't know, I feel like kind of funky, like being like, hey, these are things that I want. That's just like, I feel weird asking. So, but that's kind of one of the things is you're supposed to put a link. So I was like, okay, so I just put the link, and I had like, I don't know, like 6 items on there. I was like, whatever. I mean, and I'm like scrolling through, ooh, who could I gift something to, and some of you guys, I know who you are, but most of the people there, I don't know who they are. And it's like making new friends. And right now everybody's been posting like a selfie picture so everybody can see what everybody looks like. And then randomly in the mail yesterday, this shows up. This was one of the things on my wish list. Like I wanted this like 5-year journal, and I was like, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, somebody got me, you didn't have to. So yeah, I was like in the middle of working out, and like Amazon dude like rings the doorbell, and I'm like all kinds of crazy hair, because I've been working out. And I open it up, and I'm like, this was on my wish list. I was like, somebody? Who? Because there wasn't a who it's from. I was like, I'm like crying working out. Oh my goodness. Yes, fun and nice people for sure. Susie said, wish witches. Oh yes, it's the wish witches. Kwai said, I have a wish list for my tarot oracle decks and one for my Reiki room. Ooh. And Jillifer was asking for the link. I think Lady Knight just posted it, so thank you. Yes, it is private, but all you have to do is just like ask to join, and they'll put you in. Juvity has the exact one too since Christmas of 2019. Kwai said, my YouTube name versus my name are different. So I got to put my first entry. Okay, so what this is, it asks you a question every single day. And it leaves the year open so you can fill in the year. So my first entry was yesterday. And the question was, what's your biggest indulgence? And so you put your answer, and you keep filling out. When you come back around, so the next time I come back around to this, it'll be the year 2021. And then I answer the question again, but I think it would be interesting to see how like my answers change depending on where I am in my life, what's going on, like how goofy I'm feeling, like in a 5-year span. I think it's kind of interesting to see how you might grow. So that's, and I can't say that I found this on my own. It was actually my best friend in Belgium. She has this and she told me about it and I was like, oh, that's cool. So I put it on my wish list to buy myself. But then, when I saw the wish wishes, I was like, it's like pretty inexpensive. And I was like, oh, I'll just put that on there. But I didn't like expect anybody to get me anything from there. Like literally I was on there because, I'm always doing giveaways on my channel anyway. Like that's kind of like my thing. So I was like going to be getting people stuff, which I already did. But I'm like, I thought it was just like really nice. This is dark chocolate. Yes, me too. Yeah, that was my answer. Oh, Shadowlander just requested to join. Molly said dark chocolate is always a good answer. Yeah, so I put my biggest indulgence, dark chocolate, like dark. I'm talking extra dirty. I just ate some 85% Ecuadorian Colombian cacao that was pretty awesome. Let's see. CCat says I asked to join the Facebook as well. My name here is Maria Irene. Well, hello, Maria. I think we have a lot of Marias that join my live chat. So I think there's a few other Marias. Oh, all right, Garrett, you are off to go swim with your siblings. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and you have a fabulous weekend, Garrett. Sherry Bug said, 4 cheese, a mac and cheese is my biggest indulgence. Ooh. What? Okay. So, Sherry Bug shared hers. I shared mine. You guys, what is your biggest indulgence? Like, is it a food? Is it a thing you do? Like, what is your biggest indulgence? Ooh, and then maybe I will fill out the next one with you guys since today's the 27th. Jennifer says you should have Hawaiian dark chocolate. Oh, I have, because we have a friend who lives in Oahu, and my boyfriend usually goes out there, not really as a vacation. He goes out there to do work for his friend. Like his friend's actually paying him to do like the window tinting over there for like some of the buildings. And I make sure that he always comes back with like Hawaiian dark chocolate or the dark chocolate covered like macadamia. Oh, it's so good. And some of that stuff you can only get in Hawaii. So, oh my gosh, what up, Tanji? She said, hello, my darling. Boop. Hope you are well. We are well. We're just been like kind of goofy, actually. Iridescence, indulgence, Trader Joe's peanut butter cups. Oh, those are good. Kauai's indulgence, sushi. So yeah, you guys post, what is your indulgence? Lady Night, Cherry Coke, waiting for it to be produced again. Cherry Coke was the bomb. Like, I agree with you on that one. Susie, beer and pizza. You know what? That is never a bad idea. Just for me, I mean, I don't drink beer that often or alcohol that often, but if I'm gonna have a beer, I want a Blue Moon. Blue Moon and pizza, or Blue Moon and fish tacos. Because here in San Diego, we have some of the best fish tacos. Because we have Point Loma, like we got fishermen around here. We got some excellent fish tacos, like Tuesday fish tacos. Let's see, what else do we got here? What else you guys got? Claudia said, off to walk my puppy before it gets cold. See you soon. All right. So you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, girl. Ayana, video games and Ben & Jerry's. Which kind? Do you have a particular flavor? Is it Cherry Garcia? Because I like that one. Silver said, lots of incense and candles is my indulgence. Oh, Iridescent has frozen yogurt. Oh, Shadowland's Facebook name is Samantha. Tarot videos. Hey, there you go. Let's see. Jillifer, just straight Hawaiian honey. That is my indulgence. Nice. Tarot decks and espresso. Okay, it says, speaking of dark chocolate, I tried the roasted cacao bean drink. They treat the cacao beans like coffee beans, roast them, grind them, and then put them in a French press. That sounds amazeballs. Oh my goodness. Smelling coffee beans. See, I can't really drink coffee because it sets off my precious little ticker here in a weird way, but I love the smell of coffee. Like, I love it. Let's see, what else do we have? Bailey's and hot cocoa. Ooh, I've heard of that. Oh, baklava and good wine. Yes. I make some pretty bomb baklava. I mean, Iridescent said Hawaiian shave ice. Hawaiian shave ice is also pretty bomb diggity. Chocolate chip cookie dough, popcorn, Hawaiian shave ice with ice cream in the middle. You know what? I have actually never had that. That sounds actually really good. KR said the indulgence would be Coke and amaretto. Ooh, amaretto is good. That used to be like my liqueur of choice. Lady Night, Mrs. Mac and Cheese out of the box by Kraft. Can only get 3 boxes on Amazon for like $15. Well, technically, you know, if it's coming from the States and if you think about like shipping and everything, if you're paying $5 a box for Kraft, it's not that bad. I mean, you know, if it's going like all the way to Germany, if you think about it, but it's still a little rich for my blood if I was like buying it online, you know. Just saying. Let's see, I went to Hawaii once, so fortunate, want to go again. See, everybody in my life goes to Hawaii all the time, even my boyfriend. I've never been there. Like, my parents have been there, my grandparents have been there, everybody brings me stuff back, but I have never been. Turret said, rainy whales again. Oh, well, we are burning over here in San Diego. Crystals, let's see, corn chips and Japanese beer. You know what? I've had some Japanese beer, and usually it's when we go out for ramen. It's really good. I will have to agree with you on that one. Let's see, crystals again. Oh, so the one that you like is Chubby Hubby and Americone Dream for the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Zahar likes the chocolate chips too. Kawhi said, y'all saying cherry, I'm allergic. You're allergic to cherry? Okay, well, you know, no worries, because I'm allergic to papaya, and I hear papaya is delicious, but I really can't. Like, I'm really allergic. Like, if there's papaya anything in a beauty product, in a food, like, I can't have it. Like, it's pretty bad. Let's see. What else do you guys have? Claudia says, still here. I'll bring the wine. You make the baklava. Done deal. I haven't made baklava in like a really long time, but it's really good, and my boyfriend's been begging me like lately, so I don't know, maybe that'll be like a summer thing that I do. So more of the Baileys and hot cocoa, tarot decks and crystals, particularly fluorites. Oh, Sherry Bug's sister was stationed in Oahu. Interesting. My dad, for a while, he was stationed in Oahu too. My dad was in the army for a tour. Jillifer said, my uncle has a house there. The big island is so beautiful. My uncle just moved there last year. also to Oahu. And it was interesting because when he moved there, my boyfriend was like, let your uncle know that my buddy lives there. So he got in touch with our good friend there, and it just so happened that our other good friend was hanging out there. So they went to a party, and then my boyfriend had to fly out there. So then I get this text message at one point that has my boyfriend's good friend, our mutual good friend, and my uncle all hanging out at a party in Hawaii, and I'm not there. And I'm like, what the deuce, man? It's not fair. Cherrybug said, so make the baklava with raw honey, and then it's not indulgent. It's a health food. Nice. Oh yeah, that's right. It's winter in Chile. So hot cocoa and Bailey's actually sounds amazeballs. All right, Jillifer, we will catch you later then. KR's sister lives in Kauai. And ooh, lucky, get to visit often. Zara said there were these pecans at a health store that were a bit expensive, and we were talking about how the pecans probably went on vacation and got massages, were seasoned just right. That's awesome. Nice. Okay, today's question in my 5-year journal is, when was the last time you ate pizza and what kind? Well, I will say that I probably didn't have my favorite pizza. This is going to be a sad entry. Because you know what my fave pizza is? Nothing will ever beat the pizza that I had when I was in Italy. Like, forever. That's the best pizza forever. Like, even the cheapest in Viterbo was like the best pizza I had ever had. Like, the pizza in Florence was a little bit better too, Florenzi, but that was also really good. The pizza in Rome, a different kind too, but also fantastically good. So any pizza that I have here in the States, just, even if it's like pretty close, it's just not the same. Let's see. Kauai said, a hot chocolate is amazing. I love a good cup. Here. I love to make Mexican chocolate, like from scratch, you know, with like the milk and everything, and you put a little, like a cinnamon stick, and it is so good. Oh, so Tangi is listening whilst doing chores. Silver said, barbecue chicken from California Kitchen. Okay, so the last time you ate pizza, so California Kitchen, mine was a Costco frozen pizza, because you can't really go out for pizza. I mean, we had a P.J.s pizza, but that wasn't the last pizza we had. And P.J.s pizza is pretty good, but it's like a deep dish. So it was a thin crust Costco pizza, cheese and veggies, and my boyfriend added meatballs on top of it, like sliced meatballs. And I bought him a pizza oven at one point for our anniversary. So he uses the heck out of the pizza oven, and it gets it so crisp and so delicious. But this particular pizza was a cauliflower pizza because it's supposed to be like no carb pizza. So it's like a healthy pizza. So I wouldn't say that's like my favorite. I mean, it's good, but it's like, it's not real pizza. Let's see. Sherrybug. Last weekend we had pepper and mushroom and also garlic white sauce with chicken, feta, spinach, and black olives. Ooh. Kauai pizza a few weeks ago, and it was a double cheese Alfredo sauce instead of the red. Chicken, black olives, spinach, bacon, buffalo dipping sauce. Oh my gosh, you guys. We got the Domino's. Molly was also Costco, pizza by the slice from the food court. That's good. And you know what makes it better? Putting it in the pizza oven, like getting it super crisp again. Oh, it like changes the whole Costco pizza by the slice, let me tell you. Susie, I'm weird. Jalapeno pizza. Last time I had pizza, it was Thursday. It was from the local authentic Italian place in our township. Oh, Iridescent's hubby made chicken and artichoke pizza. All right, see ya, Claudia. Silver said, I love the Philly cheesesteak pizza. Ooh. Philly cheesesteak pizza. Oh. Lady night, right? I am like so hungry right now. Actually, now I'm thinking of Giorgino's. There's this place called Giorgino's. It's like people from Philly come to San Diego to eat at Giorgino's, It is like the best like Philly cheesesteak. Anything. I get the Philly cheesesteak fries. Oh my gosh, I miss them so much. There's so many things that I miss from like quarantine. Like cuz some stuff like by the time you get it home, it's like not fresh anymore and it's like not sitting down at the restaurant. Uh, Molly would like some pizza now, like me too. Zara said we did homemade, vegan, gluten-free, juicy, crisp cauliflower crust with dried savory tomato, artichoke, and some vegan cheese. Everybody getting hungry around here. So yeah, I'm gonna write that in. That mine wasn't my favorite, but yes, it was the cauliflower crust pizza from Costco. So cauliflower crust pizza from the Costco, where you have to have a very exclusive membership. From Costco. Dot dot dot. Not bad, but still not pizza. Okay. Let's see. Oh, guess who's ordering pizza later? Do I get 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count? Ever bake with chickpea flour? Actually, I have not. Lady Night, I love pizza pasta. Pizza with pasta on it. Sounds weird, but oh well. You know, I've heard of it and I've heard it's really good. I just have never had any. Ayana's favorite pizza is Chicken Speedies pizza, a hometown thing. I love black olives and pepperoni on my pizza. I kind of like anything with like sausage and onion, or like in Italy they put like it was prosciutto that was on the pizza and it was like so good. And it was like the fresh like tomatoes and just and like the flavor, it was like a flavor explosion in your body and you're just like with every bite, just like how do they pack so much flavor? And the slices are like massive because it was like these big like not really that round pizzas, but I mean it was so good. Let's see. Oh, Zara's giving out some recipes. Silver, they used to have a New York style pizza here called Navoli's. They took it out. I cried. It was so good. You know, and also I've gone to New York and I made sure, because I was there with a guy I used to date. He was kind of a D-bag. He was from Long Island. And so he made sure that when we were in downtown, that I had like an actual like really good slice that he said was really good, a slice of pie. And we made sure to have a dirty dog, you know, out on the streets from the court, like the little carts and stuff. Like he made sure I had the whole New York experience. And I was like, I still think California pizza is better. And he's like, for shame. Like, I don't even know how we can date anymore. Like, New York makes the best pizza. And I was like, it's okay. It's just a really big slice. And he's like, you're fired. I'm like, I know. Let's see. Garlic pizza, no mosquitoes, then with meatballs. Yes. Chantal wants to wonder why we are making her hungry. And then Zara talking about how you can use the chickpea flour powder. So interesting. That is interesting. Alrighty. Oh, see, what else was I going to share with you guys? Oh, okay. So it's a book that I didn't get recently, but I just now got to it because I finished reading another book. And so the book that I have started reading as of yesterday is Magical Places. Silver, I am always here to make people hungry during my live chat. And here I sit with no actual food for myself. It's downstairs, so I sit here hungrily giving my live chat. But anyway, so I started reading this. This is Magical Places, Enchanted Journey Through Mystical Sites, Haunted Houses, and Fairy Tale Forests by Nikki Vanderkar, illustrated by Katie Vernon. Talk to text didn't translate that. That happens. It happens sometimes, you know. Silver is literally laughing out loud. Rice flour makes yummy pizza dough. Zara says that there's some pizzas out there that use chickpea that can be really good. A bit dense, but chickpea is one of the best for protein. Kawhi said to make popcorn for next week. You got it. Deal. Just remind me during the chat. I will so make popcorn with you guys. Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty good book. The stories are really short. It's literally just a one-page story for each of these different places. And the section that I'm starting off on is actually just the beginning, and it's about fairy tale locales. So I will go ahead and just read this one to you guys so you also get a little bit of story time. So this one's called The Giant's Causeway. There are around 40,000 interlocking rock columns on the Antrim coast of Northern Ireland. The official geological explanation is that these basalt formations are remnants of an ancient volcano. Most of the columns are hexagonal, but there are octagons and septagons as well. It's Decepticons? Sorry. Over millions of years of weathering, some of the stones have come to resemble objects and have received loving names like the Organ, Giant's Boot, the Honeycomb, and the Giant's Gate. The legend is that these stones, so like steps in their shape and organization, were in fact a bridge built by the Irish giant Fionn mac Cumhaill. The story goes that another giant, the Scottish Benandonner, challenged Fionn to a duel. Historically, Scots and Irish never really got along, and apparently giants were no exception. And this causeway was built so that the two could cross the channel and meet in battle. Depending on who is telling the story, Fionn either defeats Benandonner or runs and hides when he sees how much larger the Scottish giant is than he. In the latter version, Fionn's wife, Una, disguises him as a baby in a cradle and warns Benandonner that if this is the son, how much larger must the father be? And so Benandonner flees Ireland, destroying the causeway in his wake so that Fionn can't follow him. In either version, Fionn mac Cumhaill comes out the winner using either brains or brawn as suits Irish heroes. Across the sea at Fingal's Cave in Scotland, you can find identical basalt deposits or the other end of the ruined causeway. So this is actually a real picture, but they've, obviously drawn something on top, but those are interesting looking. So yeah, it's just got these interesting little stories, and my boyfriend always likes a story before bed, so when we get into bed, I always have to read him a story. We're a couple of weirdos. Okay, let me go back here. Oh, yes, fairy tales. We should do a pajama party live and bring goodies and drinks. That would be awesome. Ooh, but it could be like a night live chat. We should do that one of these days. Like totally like set up like a night live chat, pajama party, beverages of whatever beverage you drink. The pictures in the book look like they would lend themselves well to a magical journey walking. Yes. So yeah, I think that sounds good. Like sometime in the future, maybe not the next live chat, but I think we should totally set up like a pajama party. I know we're not all in the same time zones, but I think it would be weird if I was like, it's like almost noon and I'm still in my pajamas. So I think it would be better if I was in my PJs like at night, eating munchies and stuff like that. And like we could just like, I guess, do all the weird talking that we do already during my live chat. Like my live chat's like always all over the board. Molly said, looks like a nice book, reminds me of Spiritual Places. I had that one too. I finished reading it. That was also a good book. Oh, so you just started reading that one. Yes, that was one of my faves and I finished reading it. I loved it. And so I got this one because it was kind of like the other one. So I'll let you guys know when I finish reading this one what I think of it, but I love it so far. So, oh, okay. I'm going to have some tea. hello, Fortuna. What is going on? Nothing wrong with rocking PJs all day. Although I have done that too. And we could have like hot chocolate, or if you're over 21, or for some people in their country it's 18, a beer or some wine. I would prefer wine. I'm like not that big of a beer drinker unless we had some Blue Moon, but we don't have any Blue Moon in the house. Or, I mean, we have Coors Light in the house, but that's basically like drinking water that you have to be 21 years old to drink. Let's see. Ghost stories and Ouija boards. That's what we used to do. Oh, yes. Yes. Just totally freak ourselves out. Ooh, do I have a ghost story to share with you guys now? I don't know if I do, but we should totally do that during our like little pajama party. Like just scare each other, just like tell ghost stories. I don't know if I should have a blanket over my head and like I should have a flashlight. Like, and we could have like our hot cocoa or just a glass of water or some tea or coffee or wine or beer, whatever, you know. And then like just totally have some junk food. I would have some popcorn. I like the sound of this. But let's see, do I have a current ghost story? I don't think I have anything currently. I mean, my house has been pretty quiet as of late. I mean, I'm always seeing spirits, but I mean, there's nothing that really stands out to me as being like, well, that was interesting in my house, you know? Let's see. Jubilee is also in. Zara said, randomly, I was curious if you know a bit about the goddess Artemis. I wouldn't say I know too much. I know just like the basics, like goddess of the hunt, but that's about it. Like, I think I could do a little bit of brushing up on my Greek mythology and my Roman mythology. And I would probably remember some more, but I wouldn't say I know too well about Artemis. So I wouldn't want to mess up on speaking about her. Kawhi said, we should get some of ours and, oh, yeah. We could do one of those like, you know, in StreamYard, where it's not a live chat like this, but in the StreamYard live chat where you can have multiple people in it. And like if you guys wanted to join the chat and also like tell your stories, but you could also tell your stories in the comments, that would be so fun. Let me have a think about that this weekend, because I want to do that. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. And we can like set a date so that way, you know, people have time to whatever they want to do, you know, make time for it. But yeah, and if people wanted to join, you know, I could just like send you the link, and then that way you can be in the chat too. And like, you know, whether or not you want to be on camera, it's like some people don't want to be on camera. They just put their like stuffed animal representative in the camera, which is totally fine. But you know, all right, paperback. We will catch you next weekend, hopefully. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. Silver is thinking that Artemis might also be the goddess of the moon. Seacat said, blackout here in Brazil. Story weather. Oh, that makes the best story time stuff. Like, I kind of liked it like when I was a kid, and we would have the storms and we get like the blackouts, and so my mom would have to light candles, and I would just think it was like, ooh, we're spooky now. I think really my spookiest stories really just come from when I was growing up, when I was in college, and I mean, we had some weird happenings when we first moved in here, but I've pretty much settled the house down, so we don't really have anything like too weird anymore. I have been physically seeing, like with my own eyes, our old cat Presley, like walking around the house, and so is my boyfriend, who he says if he sees things, there's really something wrong, because he's Mr. like down to earth, Mr. like. So yeah, he's actually been seeing our old cat too, but that makes sense because this Sunday is the 6-year anniversary of his passing. I had to think of how old Wally is, because Wally's 6 years old and our old cat's been gone 6 years. So I'm gonna have to do a little something special out by his grave. All week I've been trying to put my white roses on his grave, so when I go to trim the rose bush, and that rose bush like goes crazy with white blooms, so I've been trying to put roses on his grave. So Lady Knight said StreamYard is limited to 6 people. Zoom is not. Might be better option for the ghost story. Ooh, yeah. So we could probably do a Zoom meeting. Yeah, because Zoom, I know you could probably have like 100 people in Zoom. Oh, yes. Thank you, Zara. So, Susie, yes, that was our little Presley, our sweet boy. I think all the pictures of him are downstairs. I don't have any pictures of him up here. But, yeah, he's our sweetie, and we know that he's still around the house. This is for me when I was younger, when I lived with my mom, and now it's the spirit which my neighbors kind of made mad. Let's see. I'm trying to think of something from when I was growing up, because those were the better stories. I think they were the scarier ones. There's like so many. And then there are some that are my favorites too. And really, it was just more like creepy feelings in my house too. Let's see. It's only for half an hour if you don't have a membership for Zoom. Oh. We'll get it figured out for sure. Let's see. When it's more than 2 people or something. Well, I think I know of the unlimited Zoom because I'm an educator, so I have like the unlimited time limit account. But I didn't know everybody else had to have a membership. Interesting. Let's see. KR, says, when I was growing up as a child, I had 2 imaginary friends. Me too. I used to say that I saw fairies, that I saw angels, that I saw that I had these imaginary friends, that I had a grasshopper that was my friend, but nobody else can see. Kawhi said there was 3 spirits in my house I grew up in with my mom. We had a lot of spirits in my house. Some I don't think were so nice, but there was also not nice things happening in my house growing up, so I don't think that helped the negative energy. Kiara said, in my mind's eye, I can still see them, and I'm 50. Oddly, they were a boy and girl dressed in 1880s clothing. Same here. I mean, I don't think it's like, it doesn't matter how old you get, like you will always remember the things that you saw when you were younger, because they made such an impact, whether you saw them with your own peepers or you saw them with your third eye. I think people will always remember them. It says, no, the person hosting has to have the membership. Oh, well then I know I can go for more than half an hour because I have I have the teacher membership. Oh, but I think it's expiring soon. So I don't know. Let me double check on that. Susie is camera shy, but still in. I mean, not everybody needs to come on camera too, because I know some people don't like being on camera. So we could have some people that could be on camera telling your stories, and some people just like right now in the chat, just like tell your chat stories. Kawaii's friend is the Facebook group video room chats. That's a good one too. Although I know some people don't have Facebook. I know some people don't have Instagram and some people don't have Facebook, but most everybody has like YouTube, or I can get them, like a link to a Zoom or something like that. Don't worry, you guys. I'll get it figured out. I'm usually pretty good with technology. Sherry Bug's imaginary friend and I were always wondered if they were really, really imaginary or if I really saw someone. I used to wonder that. And even now, sometimes I question whether the things that I saw were real, or I was like, or did I make stuff up, but like it's stuff that I couldn't make up, where in my mind I can truly really still see them, and it's so, I don't know, it's just sometimes what people like, I don't know, we just like question ourselves. Oh, Jillifer just requested to be in the Wish Witches. Yay! Oh, KR. So Wish Witches is a Facebook group, And what it is people just go in there and they put like their Amazon wish list, but really it's just a place for people to come together and just be like kind to each other and just be giving to one another. So some people buy things off of people's Amazon wish lists and gift it to them, kind of like as a surprise or anonymous. Or some people do like free readings, or, you know, it's just a place for people to be like genuinely like kind to each other. It's just a place of like kindness, which I'm like all about that. um, so yeah. Okay, let's see. Hmm. 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 I'm trying to think of. There's so many like. Okay, here's a quick little story from the house that I grew up in. That I'm always wondering, like the people that live there now, is it still haunted? Like, is it haunted for them, or was it just haunted for us? um, but okay, so on my dad's birthday, my dad was turning like 50 or something like that, and my mom had made him a chocolate cake because my dad and I are like chocoholics. Like we have such a sweet tooth. um, Kwai said, I love doing free readings. I miss doing them. They are fun to do. And you know, if you couldn't do like using cards anymore, you could always just use what pops up in your head, you know, because that's really kind of like where all in our information comes from anyway. Um, but it was my dad's birthday. I think it was when he was turning 50 or 50 something, but I know it was like 50-ish. Um, and I remember it was at night. We had just had dinner. My mom brought out the cake. We sang happy birthday. We had some cake. It was just a chocolate cake, but it didn't have icing because me and my dad, we don't like icing. So it just had some powdered sugar. Hold on, you guys. Okay. Let me turn the camera around. Okay. So you see that area there? That's like my little crafty area. Um, Now I know I'm here on the second floor. We do not have rats and we do not have mice. Those things over there just started moving by themselves. Hmm. Okay. Anyway, I just got finished talking about nothing really ever happens in my house anymore. Sorry to ignore you. Whatever, there's still people here, I guess. Kwai said I can't do them in person at the farmer's market till. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Um, well, I mean, Facebook. Maybe you can do some on Facebook, you know, but you know, sometimes I miss doing in-person readings too. I don't get to do a lot of them because most of them are through video, but I understand you. Uh, Roman said it could be a June bug. It could be, but they usually don't get in the house here. Or invisible people saying hi. So Susie, they listen to enjoy the chats too. Yes, I'm like, sorry to ignore you people. I understand. Like, I'm just like, but anyway, so okay. Back to telling about a spooky story. So yeah, my dad has his birthday cakes, chocolate cakes, got like powdered sugar. I remember it because that was like my favorite kind of cake. My mom really didn't put too much sugar in it. Like the powdered sugar is real, mostly the sugar that was on the cake. Hold on, let me go back to a comment here. Says, say you still have some spirit people in home. Yes, I'd say so too. Okay, I'm going to bring the camera into the other room because it looks like I just hit the low battery mode. And I don't know why this phone isn't recognizing my external battery charger anymore, so it makes it quite inconvenient when I have to switch rooms. Okay, so here we go. Sorry for the tripod noise. I'm gonna have to blow out this candle. You know, gotta be safe for the boys and all. I have some laundry to fold later. Oh boy. Oh, that's right. The bed has no sheets on it right now because that's what I just washed. Okie dokie. Let me get down here. So yes, there's no stuffies or anything because I just washed everything, washed the pillowcase. Okay, so let's plug this baby in. And the sound just changed because I had to unplug my microphones. Okay, let's see. Seems they came back since they heard you talking about them. I know they're like, so we heard you were talking about us. Zara says, I hope to see my Dachshund Pepper, who passed over a little bit ago, eventually. I'm sure you still feel your dog around, and possibly maybe even visits in your dreams too. Let's see. Just made my bed. It was like an Olympic event. I understand. Silver said, I actually had a weird experience like 3 years ago. Woke up to a little girl urging me to wake up because I hit my head and to make sure I was awake, then disappeared. That's weird. But also like really kind. Like, you know, if you hit your head, just wanted to make sure if you had a concussion that you didn't fall asleep. That's downright considerate. I didn't change rooms because I'm scared. I had to plug in my phone. My goodness. I don't get scared. Sometimes I get like, whoa, but I don't get scared. Okay, so back to my father's birthday. We just finished having cake. We had dinner, then we had cake. Then my dad decided he needed to do some laundry, kind of like I just did my laundry. And our laundry unit was out in the garage, which, by the way, that was the creepiest garage ever. Like, you always felt like there was something pushing you out of the garage. Like, it was like, oh, like you were so creeped out in there. Let's see, long hair skinny eyed said, I'll be in my room by myself at night and I can feel a little animal walking around me that isn't there. That's kind of sweet. Just trying to keep you company. Let's see, Kwai saw my dad on Father's Day. It was nice to see him smile and wave before he disappeared. That's very sweet. Aw, these all sound like really nice experiences. I mean, sometimes it's a little shocking when it catches people off guard, but, you know, I think once we, like, comprehend it, it's like, oh, that's genuinely, like, really nice. So, like, my dad's doing laundry, and he just carried a load of clothes out into the garage, and that house itself was just, like, creepy anyway. And my mother, my brother, and I are sitting at the kitchen table, which is right next to the door that leads from the house out into the garage. My dad's out there for a while and I'm talking to my mom, you know, my brother's watching television from the table or whatever. Silver says, it's weird when that happens. You feel a cat jump on the bed, but it's not really there. Well, it's there. You just can't see it. And we've had that with Presley. Like, I'll feel what I think is Wally or Loki on the bed walking around, but then I open my eyes and realize they're both asleep. And so what I felt walking around was probably Presley. So my dad comes back in and he has a load of new clothes because he was switching out the clothes. Like, he was taking some to put into the washer, and the ones that were in the washer he was putting in the dryer, and they took the stuff that was dry from the dryer and he was going to bring them into fold. And so my dad comes in and he looks like, by the way, my dad's Mr. Macho Man and doesn't like believe in stuff unless he sees it. Then he says it's true. But if anybody else sees it, it's not true. But anyway, so my dad comes in and he's got the load of clothes. He's like, and we turn around and we're like, yeah? My dad's like, so, I was, doing laundry. And we're like, yeah? My dad's like, and I was out in the garage and I was bent over the dryer because I was trying to take the dry clothes out and put them in the basket, and I heard, happy birthday, Chris.
And I looked up and I didn't see anything. And he's like, and I swear to God, that's my sister's voice. Like, he says, Rebecca, I'll never forget her voice. That was Rebecca. And she said, happy birthday, Chris. And he saw, it was clear as day, like if she was standing right next to me. And my dad's like, that was my sister. And we're like, my mom's like, are you sure that that's what you heard? My dad's like, I tell you what I heard. I heard my sister, and it was clear. It was a clear sentence, and it was like she was standing right next to me. And my dad's like, now I can't explain that. He says, because, you know, my sister died when she was 17, long time ago. But he says, that was her. Huh. He's like, and then my dad just like quietly went to the back bedroom to go fold clothes. And I remember we were just sitting there, my brother and I, like, we used to get so scared back in the day. We were looking at each other, we're like, my brother's like, I told you there's ghosts out there. And I'm like, I told you. I'm like, it is haunted out there. I don't want to go. That's why when mama's like, go help your father do laundry, I'm like, I don't want to go out there. There's ghosts. Like, that was my brother and I. Like, we were so scared in that house. Let's see. Let me see. Let me go back, hear what you guys were saying. Sherrybug said, my good friend and I had to clear a negative spirit out of their garage. It blew out a light bulb when she was directly under it. It took a couple of times, but we got it. That was like my room growing up. The light bulb would burst every other day. So I went through so many light bulbs. We always had to have a pack of light bulbs for the week because I was always blowing the light bulbs. And we even had my grandfather like check the electrical because we thought maybe like I had a fault, and he does that tester thing or whatever with the outlets, and it was like fine, like the current was fine. So I don't know. Let's see. Silver, yeah, my 2 cats that I lost like to come visit. Oh, that's sweet. And Tangi said the dryer is a portal. Yes. Koi said, my 6-year-old bugaboo says, hey. Aw, hello. So that's why socks go missing. Exactly, because it's the dryer portal. So yeah, that was like my dad's experience, but he would have other experiences in the house, but he would think that there's people coming to rob the house. Like, he was adamant that we didn't have ghosts, and like my mom was like pretty sure we did have ghosts, and my brother and I were like positive that we had ghosts, because my little brother, he used to really, he would see them like clear as day with his eyeballs, whereas me, I didn't see them till later in life, but I always felt them. I could always like just sense stuff, whereas my brother was very visual, and he could just like literally just see ghosts, and he would see like flying energy balls or orbs or whatever you want to call them. Yes, the sock goblin, aka the dryer. And my mom tells one time that she was sitting on the couch with my dad, and they were watching television, and my brother was already in bed, and I was upstairs for a late shower, because I didn't really like showering upstairs because it was a lot scarier, but if my brother was taking a bath downstairs, then I had to shower upstairs. Well, my brother had already taken his bath and gone to bed, but I was still in the shower upstairs. And so my mom was saying, she says, we were just watching TV, and we both hear what sounds like somebody walking down the stairs, which we thought was you, and we hear somebody walk across the kitchen, and it was like linoleum, so it sounded like sneakers on the floor. And hey Annika, lots of love from India. Well, hello, welcome. And so they hear sneakers across the floor, and then they hear a girl say, hey. And my mom says, we swear it was you, it was your voice, and we heard you say hey, and it sounded like your sneakers when you walk across the kitchen. And so your father said, what, I thought Tara was taking a shower. And my mom says, I think she's still taking a shower. And my dad's like, well, who was that? And my mom's like, I don't know. So my dad was like, oh, like there's an intruder in the house. So my dad always kept a baseball bat by the front door, because when you live in the hood, you have a baseball bat by your front door. And so my dad went and grabbed the baseball bat, and he's running around the house, my mom said, and he's trying to look for the intruder. And then he decided to do a perimeter walk, and he was in the middle of the perimeter walk when I finally came downstairs, and I was like in my towel and everything. And my mom's like, did you come down here earlier? And I was like, no, I'm coming down now because I was in the shower. And my mom's like, well, your father's on a walk around the property because he thinks somebody broke in. I was like, somebody broke in? And my mom's like, well, we heard what we thought was you wearing sneakers in the kitchen saying, hey. And I was like, I was upstairs taking a shower. I was like, maybe it was Brian, my brother. And my mom's like, no, your brother's asleep. And I was like, I'm going to my room. I'm not staying around here with you guys. Like, you guys bring the ghosties. Let's see. Kawhi said we had some by the front and back door. Oh, a baseball bat. Yeah, we had a baseball bat by our front door. My dad had a hunting knife that he made when he was in the army in the drawer of his nightstand, and then he had like a copper baseball bat. It was really small but like heavy, that he had by his bed, so that he could always like protect the family, you know. Let's see. Roman said, could have been a glitch between alternate timelines. I get that a lot in my life. You know, that's so interesting, because like my mom and my dad would swear like up and down that they would see me in the house, and they would hear me in the house, but it wasn't me. And so it could have been like alternate timelines, like, because I'm all like curious about that stuff. But also, like, I would also get the things when I was alone in the house and it was just me. I would always hear my mother calling me from the back bedrooms, like only from the back bedrooms. I would hear, Tara, or Tara, get back here. And I was like, what? And then I wouldn't hear anything. I'm like, what? What, mama? And then I wouldn't like, and then I would investigate and realize my mom's not in the house. And then I'd be like, ooh. I'm going to go sit out in the driveway. Ghosts can't get me in the driveway. Sherry Bug says, I live on a farm. We have a shotgun under the bed. We are armed in this house. Annika said, ghosty bestie. Had. Okay. Let's see. Roman said, yep, my son walks around and sings songs all the time. And when I look, he's sleeping soundly. See, that's interesting. My brother would also hear me. I would hear my brother. Mostly I would hear my mother when like I wasn't, or she wasn't there. I would hear her calling me. Or if I was off doing something, both my mother and father they would always just hear me in the kitchen though, which, I mean, why wouldn't I be in the kitchen? Because, homegirl likes to snack. So, so of course, alternate timeline me is in the kitchen eating, because that's where I like to be. Kawhi said most of us can't type today. I haven't been able to type lately. Like, I'm trying to type like responses to comments on my YouTube channel, and I'm like, like, it's just not working. Thank you, autocorrect. Sanji said, but he could be astral traveling around the house too. It's always something. I'm so used to it. Yeah, nowadays, like when I was younger, like seriously, I was super scared, and so was my brother. And my brother, unfortunately, he's still like really, really, really scared of that stuff. Whereas me, I grew into it, and I stopped trying to like avoid it, and I accepted it at a certain point, in like my early adult years. And like I've embraced it, and I've like welcomed more of it and stuff. So like I've totally opened up, whereas my brother, he's remained like pretty scared. But you know, I mean, we're 6 years apart. So when I went off to college, he was still at home, and so like we didn't really have that time anymore to like spend together where like we would help each other, because that's what we always did, is we always helped each other. But you know, when I got older, I was like off with my friends and my boyfriends and stuff like that. So like I feel kind of bad that I wasn't there to like kind of grow with my brother and that stuff. So he remained like pretty scared, whereas I like just I do what I do now. Let's see. Kwai says, I would hear my daughter and her friend playing downstairs, but her friend would be home and Bugaboo asleep. That could be that alternate timeline stuff. Silver says, has an experience where I was hanging with my friend and her dude and laughed behind him, and he didn't hear, but he did hear the little girl bouncing a ball. Came to find out there were 2 double homicides. Ooh. Ooh, see, I don't like that stuff, because like something really dark has happened, I do feel like that dark energy does stay. But I try not to avoid that sometimes. I try to help the energies that are there, because sometimes, I don't know, this is like just like from my perspective, and you guys might have different perspectives. But I think sometimes when something fast and traumatic happens, that energy stays there, and it may not even be a spirit, but it's like the energy is caught in a loop. So like sometimes some people see like the event happening over and over and over again. So it's like the event got caught in some like weird like loop or whatever. But it's not really ghosts. And sometimes I do feel like if something horrific happens, the spirit does stay. Because I mean, just like any person, like you're traumatized, like you don't know what to do. And so sometimes I think that's where like either other spirits or people that can sense spirit can like try to help them out, you know, and try to let them know that the event has ceased and they can go off and go do what it is. And some people just go right away, and you know, so I don't know. Okay, let me go back here. Let's see. Tanji said, exactly. I typed in, and Google said, are you trying to say recipe for a smoothie? And I'm like, yes. Google gets me. Sometimes I put in something crazy, but it knows what I'm trying to say. I'm like, oh, okay. Silver said it was freaky. Yes, it says like a smell in old wood. Let's see. Yes, Google knows this all. And oh, also, let's see. Susie said, Toys R Us in Sacramento had an employee tragically die so quickly he never left, and toys were always being tinkered with. Yeah, I think that happens sometimes. And sometimes people stay, I think. I'm not positive. I think some spirits stay by choice because it's just where they feel comfortable. Some don't know that, like, I think time has continued on without them. Actually, that brings me to a story about like this house back when we did have a lot more going on. I mean, I know that there's still people here, but it was a lot less settled. I think just due to the previous owners. But yeah, I settled this place down. But the people energy or whatever was here didn't actually know what year it was, so I kind of just like had to sit down with them. Kawhi says there's a street where I live where you'll see how a puppy got run over. It ran someone off the road one night. Oh, that's so sad. Sherry Bug. So I remember one night when I was growing up, I had this night where something kept me awake. I remember getting over and over again. Yeah, that's one of those like loops. And I think that, you know, people can try to like send certain energy to those time loops to get them to stop, because it's like something gets, you know, like caught in a whirlpool, and it's like that energy just kind of got stuck there. So I think people can try and unstick that energy. Of all places to pass, a Toy Story is pretty cool. I mean, yeah. Sherry Bug says, I found out the next day that at my friend's house in the direction I was staring, my friend's dad shot and killed his wife, her lover, and hold on, and then killed himself. Oh my gosh. I felt the energy but didn't know what. Wow. That's intense. That's intense. Um, and I'm sorry for your friend's dad too. I mean, and the whole family. I mean, that's horrible. And I do know people who've had some like really horrific stuff happen like that, you know, with like deaths, homicides, things of that nature. Kauai's like, that sounds intense. That's so, you know, definitely lots of love to your friend and, you know, her family. Roman said, I lived in a haunted house with that similar energy. Whew. Whew. Well, you know, when we moved into this house, there was that one point where we have LED candles. I don't know if you can see. There's one of the candles there, and it's battery operated. You have to literally turn it on and off. It doesn't have like a light timer, like you can't set a timer on it, which people are always like, oh, if you're having trouble with the candles, it's probably got a timer. It doesn't have a timer. It doesn't know if it's light or dark outside. It doesn't just like magically just turn itself on. Let's see, making goat cheese pizza with marinated veggies. Thank you to all the pizza talk. Oh, you're welcome. Sherry Bug saying it was in about 5th grade. Ooh. See, that's kind of scary too, when you don't know like what you're feeling and you don't know like what's going on. And that's why I think it's so good for people like now just to talk more about this stuff and let people know that this is totally natural, you know, and so kids, I think, I don't want them to be like frightened of that anymore. Not like when I was a kid. I wish I would have been nurtured a little bit more, so that, you know, I don't think people should be, you know, frightened of that. Annika said, one night I woke up myself from bed. It was me on bed on the floor at the time in both places. How is it possible? I think that's what Tanji was saying, that it could be like alternate timelines. Like sometimes we accidentally see our other selves. Like, and that's a theory that I also believe in, that, you know, like if you think of like fiber optic cables, right? You have all these like little wires, and in these little cables or wires is a timeline, and like you can be living multiple versions of yourself. And plus, I think sometimes that when we make choices, like all these different choices go down a different timeline. So there's like these like spider webs of timelines everywhere. But that's just like a theory, you know. I mean, I think it's a pretty cool theory though. So, all right, Tanji says, I'm off to stuff my face. Hugs and loves to all. Boop. All right, you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Silver said, yummy, scary ghost stories and pizza. Best day ever. Well, now I wish I had some pizza to eat with you guys. But yeah, so we had problems with our candles. This is Cables and Timelines. What movie does that remind us of? Bill and Ted. Yes. Yeah, so we have an LED candle there. We have one on my boyfriend's nightstand, and we have one on the dresser over there. And at a certain time every night, I did see the trailer for part 3. I'm on it. Like, I have to go see it. I have to. I don't care if it sucks. Like, I need to go see part 3. So yeah, so anyway, so at the same time every night, randomly, and we had these candles for a while, they started turning themselves on. And I was telling my boyfriend, and my boyfriend, Mr. Scientific, is like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna switch out 2 of the candles. So he took his candle and the candle that was on the dresser, and he switched them with the candles that we have downstairs on the dining room table. And he says, if it still happens, then I don't have an explanation. But if it doesn't, it could be, I don't know, he's some weird electrical current. I don't know, like it could be the sunrise. Like, I don't know what's setting him off. He says, but we got to do this scientifically. I'm like, okay. And so that same time that night comes, and none of the candles turn on, including the one that was turning on at that time. And I was like, that's weird. But the candles downstairs also didn't turn on. So we decide to go to dinner. We come back from dinner, and this candle is on, that candle's on, but not the candle that's on his nightstand. And then all of the candles downstairs, including the ones that are on the mantle, are all on. And so when I walked into the dining room and I told my boyfriend, I'm like, all of the candles are on in this house. And he's like, huh? And I said, like, look, like it's lit up down here. And he's like, oh. And so we went upstairs, and he was like, oh, the candles are on up here. And I'm like, no, all the candles except your candle is on. I think they know that you're trying to do some scientific thing with them. And he's like, before you get into there being ghosts, because I don't believe in that, he's like, let's do another science experiment. And so he says, it could be, because this was when we had our old cat Presley. So little Wally and little Loki were not even born yet. Oh, Wally's having some food. It says, they just wanted to tinker with the fun lighting. Oh, yes. Susie says, oh, did he drive home quickly and turn them on? And then they knew. So, so then we decide the next night we're going to wait upstairs. And he has the remote, because he could also turn it on by remote. And he thought that Presley may have accidentally been stepping on the remote at the same time every night, and maybe that was turning them all on. I said that was kind of far-fetched, but sure, let's do this science experiment. So, okay. So he's sitting on, we have a giant sack over there, like a beanbag chair. So he's sitting there, he's got Presley on his lap, he's got the remote in his hand, I'm sitting on the bed, and I'm playing with my phone or something like that. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see like a flicker. And I look and realize that my boyfriend's candle just turned on. And then I was like, Brian, look. And so he looks, and then all of a sudden, the candle that's on top of the dresser turns on, and then all of a sudden mine turns on. So it was like somebody went around the room and turned on the candles. And he's like got the remote in his hand, and he's like, well, that's interesting. I was like, how do you explain that? And he's like, I'm sure there's an explanation, but I don't have one at this time. I was like, so it's not the cat, it's not the remote. It wasn't me. I'm sitting here like, I was like, I think it's because we have some ghosty friends. And he's like, well, I don't know about that yet, but see, Kwai, they wanted a candlelight night. Yes, they wanted candlelit night. Chantal's like, that is so funny. So yeah, so then I decided that the next night, you know, because the candles kept just turning on, like we just decided the candles were going to be coming. It was like at 5:27 p.m., something like that, like some random time. And so it was like a couple of nights later. It was like just after New Year's of this is 7 years ago. So New Year's 7 years ago. I don't know, 2013. Something like that. And I decided I wanted to have a talk with the spirits in this house and about the candles. And so, oh, hey, Wally. So I'm sitting on the edge of the bed here, and I waited for the candles to turn on, and they turned on because it was like 5:27 p.m., something like that. And I sat there, and I decided to leave the lights off for whatever reason. I don't know. I just felt like the lights should be off. And so I wasn't feeling creeped out. I didn't feel uncomfortable in my home. Susie says, it is fun to deal poker and then leave for a few hours and find out a poker party was going on for real when you get home. That's awesome. And so I was sitting there, and I basically had a conversation with them. And I was like, hey, listen, I know that you've been trying to catch our attention. You've caught my attention. You've caught my boyfriend's attention. You've locked him out of the house. He totally knows that you exist. And I said, and I really do appreciate you turning on the candles. Like, maybe you have fun with them. Maybe you like the mood lighting. Maybe you think that it would just be nice if we had them on every night. And I really do appreciate it. And I was like, but my boyfriend and I bought this house and we live in this house now. So I don't know if you used to live in this house. I said, because we've talked to the neighbors and nobody has passed away in this home. So I don't know if you used to live here. I said, or maybe you used to live on the land. And I said, because I know the Kumeyaay Indian used to live here. And I said, we still have the Kumeyaay in the area. But I was like, so I don't know if that's you. And I said, and maybe you just really like my home because it's really warm and inviting, in which case, thank you for coming. I was like, or maybe you don't know what year it is. If you don't know, it's the year 2013. I don't know what year you think it is. If you need help moving on, you just have to let me know. I will try to help you move on. I really do appreciate you coming through. And I said, but for now, I said, if you could just stop playing with the candles, that'd be fine. I was like, but if you want me to continue turning them on because you like the light, like just let me know. And after that, the candles never came back on. And the things in the house just kind of started to settle down a lot more. The more I acknowledged them and just was like, hey, you know, like that kind of stuff. And it just like, I don't know, the energy just kind of shifted in our house. It seemed like whatever was here was like a little scared, like they were scared of us or something like that. And it was just like, but I don't know, it's cool now. Like once in a while we may get a candle, and it's usually my boyfriend's candle that'll turn on once in like a while. Most of the time, it just drains all the batteries. So I just don't put batteries in them anymore because like I stopped that like a couple of months ago because they just drain the batteries. Batteries get drained a lot, which is why like my cell phone, like I gotta plug it in, batteries get drained pretty easily. The ohms that you guys hear in the background, which play in the master closet, we have a giant portal that's in there. So the ohms play like 24/7 to just kind of keep it high vibe because it's like an old like spirit bus depot. So, you know, we just want to make sure that whatever's coming through is high vibe. Chantal said, wow, that's an amazing story. Awesome. Sherry Bug, ever wonder if spirits turn lights on out of fear of the dark? You know, it could be like, what if they're scared of the dark and they just want to turn on some lights? So, but actually before we've been here a while. Oh, I don't know if my phone has enough juice for us to go over there. It might have a little bit of juice. Okay, so the closet is destroyed. That's my boyfriend's closet, okay? He gets the master closet. I get the guest bedroom closet or the office closet because it has a nice walk-in closet. I actually have a bigger closet, but... Jennifer says, I'm back. What happened? Oh, we're just telling spooky stories. But there is a portal there, and I have, during live chats, pointed my cell phone camera over there. And people have gotten feelings of stuff. So I want to try to do that again, but I can't stand there for too long because my phone's a little dead on juice and I want to keep it mostly plugged in, but I can stand there for probably about a minute. And I'll have you guys tell me if you see anything other than there being clothes all over the ground. And I don't like, who keeps their closet like that? Like, that's why I'm like, that's why we can't share a closet. I'm like, and I remember us fighting over the master closet too. I was like, yeah, I have more clothes. I should have the master closet. And he's like, the one in the office is bigger. I was like, why do I have to get kicked out of the master bedroom? And so finally we decided, fine, I would have the walk-in closet in the master bed or the guest room. And then he could have the master bedroom. And then when we find out that closet's got a portal and it's like haunted, I'm like, ha ha, you wanted the master closet. See what you get. Okay, let's go over there, you guys. Ooh, ow. And then I hit a nail. Okay. I'm gonna turn this around. Hey, Kristen. Okay, I'm gonna take you. Don't judge me. This is my boyfriend's closet, okay? It's got clothes all over it. Like, he walks on top of his clothes. All right, Zara, we will catch you later. Kawhi says funny because he's iffy about that stuff too. I know, so you get the one with the portal. Okay, so let's turn this around. See where all the stuffies are right now? Okay, it is a nice, beautiful day outside. Okay. Yes, this is how my man keeps his closet. But there's also an energetic portal in here. So anyway, there's a few things that I keep in here to keep it high vibe. So I have the ohms that play on repeat. I have a piece of amethyst. It keeps it pretty clear in here. And I also have a ohm symbol that's down in there. But anyway, let me back out. Ooh. Ugh. Yes, I bought him this one year for Christmas. It's his Chewbacca robe. It's his bathrobe. Okay, so other than this being the messiest closet ever, and I will not show you the floor. Oh, it doesn't have a gate. That's the ironing board. Jillifer said, well, one of my supernatural stories is when I was 8, I got up early and played the Ghost Disney song, and right when it was about to start, the computer turned off and there was no logical reason why. Interesting. And my grandpa had just died shortly before the story takes place. Could be just coming in to say hello. Okay, so I can't stand here long because obviously I have to plug the phone back in. But do you guys get any vibes other than this closet is super messy? Other than, why are his shirts so wrinkly? Says, I love how they have the iron board on the back of the door. That's perfect. Oh, and I also have like my shoes. There's a shoe rack on the other side, so my shoes are hanging there too. Susie senses animal critters in here. Go back even further. My spidey sense is tingling, so I know there's stuff there right now. And nothing bad, of course, just stuff. Like, why can't he hang them in the closet? I don't understand. I get 50-year-old disheveled woman ghost vibe. Well, there is an older woman that hangs out here with me, and that's like my German grandma. Like, she's German. She's not really my grandma, but like I always called her my German grandma. Her name's Lotta, but she died when she was like 93. But I think that sometimes we come back as the way we want to be. Maybe she really liked her 50s. Kawhi feels something like under the clothes on the shelves. Yeah, it's probably spiders. But no, probably, you know, I get that. And Sherry Bug, not like it was before, not like your stairs. Yeah, all of that's kind of simmered down now. Chantal, I don't know if it's because of the spooky stories, but I get a creepy vibe from the closet. I feel like it's interested in your amethyst in a way. Well, that's why I keep it there, because it keeps them like pretty high vibe, where it's just like really the curious ones that come through. We did have something that was not that cool that used to come through, but a friend of mine kind of helped shut that down. All right, Jillifer, we will catch you later. Shadowlander said, a recent one for me and my entire family happened the Christmas before last, directly after my younger bro and dad got to the train to set up. It started on its own with no one near it. Ooh, that is interesting. Well, you know, if I was a ghost in the closet, I would feel too crowded as well. I'd be like, why doesn't this guy just clean up his closet? I mean, Whoa. Hey guys, I'm standing here straight, but look, it's like the camera was moving like I am not moving the camera. Did it do something weird? Because I saw it do something weird. Yeah, it was like my like it was like jittering. It was all like the movement of my camera, but I'm just literally like I'm just standing here. Whoa, that was kind of weird. Anyway, thank you people that hang out in the portal. So anyway, I will catch you guys later, portal people. And yeah. All right then. Peace out. I'm besaging you after this. um Stanley thinks he saw an orb. Aside from too many clothes, like a big crowd, the phone did go wonky. Yeah, it was very interesting. All right, well, yeah, I'm gonna sage you and do a little Tibetan bowl singing, you know. Don't worry, I'll clean you out energetically. Oh, and sometimes stuff transfers from here and it goes into the bathroom through the shower. I don't know, is my bathroom clean? Ugh. Okay, my boyfriend put his dirty, muddy hands on these towels. Now I gotta wash the towels because that's gross. Like, why do you do that to my towels? Poor Sue's like, what's going on? We're just looking at the energy portals in my house just for funsies. This is tell him to pick up the clothes on the floor. Might be making the spirits feel crowded in there. And it's going pretty good. Oh, and move the iron. Well, yeah, it's right now it's just like I get fury voices from the portal. I have clairaudience as one of my strongest psychic abilities. Interesting. Well, hey guys, you know, nothing to be scared of. You know that my house is like pretty cool. You can't stay here, but you know that you can always pass through. But yeah, so we just got my ironing board, we got my shoes. This is they like it. So yeah, I'll do a little bit of an energetic cleanup. I always got to do like energy cleanups of my home anyway. And Sherry Bug was talking about my stairs. So there used to be some creepy stuff on the stairs, but really not so much anymore. I mean, there's still a portal there, obviously. I mean, not obviously. I mean, some of you guys don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But yeah, in the middle of the stairs, there's an energy portal, but it's not like it used to be. So, yeah. But anyway, I think Loki's down there. Wally may have joined him. Long hair says she got a feeling of anxiety from the closet. Well, I'll make sure I do a little bit of a cleanup. Oh, hey, Lokester. We have Loki. The kitty spirit on the stairs would be Presley. I'm standing right in the portal right now, by the way. It is so cold here. Anyway, it says, the fairy want him clean up his closet and get rid of anything in it that has iron in it. Interesting. Is Wally down here? No. Where is Wally? Probably gotta plug my phone back in. Oh, this is one of those things for like your back. Like you like hang upside down. That's not really for me. That's for my boyfriend. But I don't need to hang upside down and have all the blood rushing to my head. Okay, let me turn this around. Okay. So there you go. You got to see the two portals in my house. Okay, so Juvity said, how does it feel to stand in an energy portal? It just feels like wind, like cool wind. Sherry Bug, have you tried white copal resin incense? I have. It was used heavily in Mesoamerica. I started using it and then had that flying snake from the Amazon dream. I think it was related. Yeah, I have used copal. I have used Palo Santo. I think that Palo Santo seems to work really, really well when I'm like doing some mega clearings. I keep a lot of my clearing supplies in there. That's like when I'm doing some move better. Like when we first moved in, like I totally organized his closet. I washed everything because I didn't know like if stuff was dirty and what was clean. So like I washed everything. It was so organized. But that's also when there was like a not so nice energy in there. So every time I went in there, I would get allergies. And once it was cleared, the allergies went away every time I went in there. But like something didn't like me in there. But that's now gone. So Susie's like, you need a TV show. Shadowlander said iron is toxic to the Fae. I don't know what he could have that's like iron in there though. I'll definitely like go through and like we'll see. Porsu said, why your house reminds me of my friend's home smell and scent, and I can smell it. Well, it probably just smells kind of perfumey, incensey right now. I guess it's just kind of like stuck to the walls now with all the stuff that I'm always spraying in this house. But yeah, when I do a big clear, I usually like to play some happy music sometimes. I keep everything high vibe. I try not to be in that like I'm scared mode, you know. And I go through first with like my Palo Santo or sage, and I'll go through every room, and I always like to start at the front door, and I go in a clockwise position, and then I end at the front door. Once again, I even do the garage because it's part of the home, right? And then I go through with my Tibetan singing bowl for sound, or I would use my ting tings, you know. So, and then after that, like I will use my selenite wand, and I just like visualize white light going into every room. Sometimes Loki will help me with that. And then, you know, I just kind of continue playing music. I have a little bit of holy water actually that was given to me after my aunt passed away. It was hers because she was kind of Catholic, not super Catholic, but she always liked to keep some holy water on hand. So I always just do like a little flick of like holy water in each room, and that pretty much clears everything. So that way I get, you know, the smoke, you know, from the sage or the Palo Santo. I have sound. I have earth with the selenite, and kind of like using your like imagination just to like clear it. And then I use water. So it's kind of like trying to use all of the elements when I clear. But that's what I do. So if you ever feel creeped out, that's pretty good to do. So I'm pretty much going to do that today because it's probably time to clear my house again anyway. So, Shadowlander belt buckles are steel and that has iron in it. Oh, yeah, he has like 5 belt buckles in there because he doesn't really wear belts at all. I think he has 5 left over from when he used to work. Maybe it's like 4 when he used to work at a job that required him to wear like dress pants and stuff like that. Yeah, but they're by the like right in the doorway there. So I guess that would be like the only iron maybe in there. And Sherry Bug said, my goal is to slowly get a singing bowl for each main chakra. Ooh. Poor Sue, I'm laying under a desk. Well, hope it's comfy. Susie, does he have grandparents' clothing in there for real? What's in there? He has his suits. He has like his clothes. He has a Navy uniform that's a real Navy uniform, but he was never in the Navy. But like him and his best friend love dressing up as Iceman and Maverick for Halloween. So like his best friend's dad is like an admiral, so he was able to get them like uniforms. And so there is a real Navy uniform, which you can't really like if you got caught impersonating an officer, you'd probably get arrested. But yeah, so he has a real naval uniform in there. I don't think he has anything of his grandfather's in there. I think that's elsewhere. Um, he didn't know his grandmothers all too well, so he doesn't really have anything of theirs. Yeah, I don't think there's any grandparent stuff in there. Um, Stanley says, I keep feeling a presence in our house at night and get that spooky feeling. Maybe I need to clear. Yeah, just give it a nice old clearing. Susie said, like a sweater. Um, mm-mm. All those sweatshirts are his. Yeah. See, his grandparents all passed away when he was much younger. Like his mother's mother, he never met because she passed away when his mother was 19. Hey, Gemini! And then the grandfather, he never met because his mother hated her father, so she made it so that he would never see her children, and so he never met him. She said that he was just a really bad Portuguese man. Susie said, no worries. But it could be because there is a female that is like a mother to him, and that's his best friend's mother. She's a Japanese lady, and she would be kind of like a grandma, I guess, now. And I have some of her stuff in my creativity room. Like I have like the last things that she was crocheting. So I have her stuff like hidden in that room because he says it still kind of smells like her and he misses her scent. So yeah, I know that she's here sometimes still saying hello to him. So let's see. Porsus says, yes, it's comfy. I have pillows and a blanket here. Ooh, that does sound comfy. Let's see. Shadowlander, I do bedroom energy cleanses every dark moon. That's perfect. Chantal, what is the difference between Palo Santo and sage? So Palo Santo it comes from a tree in the Amazon rainforest. And sage kind of grows in a lot of different places, and there's different types of sage. Like the one that people tend to use most often is white sage, but there's a lot of variety of sage. In the area that I grew up in, there's a lot of sage here. Like especially when it gets really hot, you start to smell that sage in the air, and it just kind of naturally grows where I am. And so it's just a matter of preference, like what you use for clearing. For me, I just like feel energetically more inclined to use Palo Santo when I need like some heavier clearing. And if I don't need that heavy of clearing, I just use sage. But that's just like me and my personal experience. So for some people, they just use like an incense stick and they're like, cool. Quiet says, about time for a cleansing at my house. Stanley said, is regular kitchen type sage okay? Yeah, like it's sage, whether like, I mean, some people are like, you must use white sage, but I'm like, you use what you feel is best. And for some people, they don't use sage, they don't use Palo Santo, they use an incense stick. Like if you wanted to use scent, you know, I'm just saying if you're using scent. Some people have like, they just take like dried things that are from like around your area that you know aren't toxic if they're burned. Always got to know, make sure that they're not toxic if burned. But some people just use like dried leaves and stuff like that because it comes from their area and they do that. So let's see. Silver said, I used to have desert sage and a few other Palo Santo is my preferred choice. Yeah, me too. Stanley said, I use dragon's blood sticks sometimes. Well, then there you go. You could always use that as well. And some people really like using dragon's blood, so it's all a matter of preference. Okay, so before we get going today, Juvity uses juniper. So yeah, you guys aren't like, don't have to like just stick to like sage and Palo Santo. There's like so many other things out there. Bay leaves also work. You are very correct. Can you feel a difference in energy after cleansing your house? I can. It feels lighter. like if I'm starting to get a weird feeling after I've cleansed it, it just feels like, you know, that feeling when you walk into a place and there's absolutely nothing going on, like you don't get any feeling, you don't get nothing, it's just like blank. It feels blank afterwards. Oh, Kauai's aunt uses rosemary. Rosemary is really good too. I forgot about that. I actually do have a rosemary bundle that I use. But yeah, so I think that of the people that spiritually that hang out in this house on the regular is my dude's best friend's mother, because she always treated him like a son. She always considered herself like his other mom. Shadow said, I use sage spray and I also have created my own sage water. See, that's perfect too. Some people can't have smoke and scent, and, you know, either due to where they live or, you know, some asthma issues or something. So if you want to make a sage water, you want to make a crystal infusion water, like with black tourmaline or something like that, that would be perfect too. Gemini said white sage will get rid of all energies, positive and negative. So if I use it, I follow up with another one, Palo Santo or something else for positive vibes. Yeah, mostly I just clean with the Palo Santo. But yeah, so let me have a sip of tea. So yeah, the spirit's hanging around here. My grandfather, my dude's best friend's mother, my good friend who I considered my German grandmother, Lotta, and my dad's father, so my Filipino grandfather. I've never met him like in real life, but I've met him in spirit, and he's been coming around probably like in the past year to come to talk to me. And of course Presley's here. Rowan, ooh, that would be interesting. You could try that. I mean, always try something. You know, obviously we always have to make sure nothing's toxic, but yeah, always try something different. Lemon and lavender. I use it in a spray bottle and just lemon and lavender is perfect. I've used that as a spray before. I almost forgot about that, but it's been so long. But yeah, that's a good spray. Like to just really like liven things up and just like, it's like you gave everything just like a clean wipe, you know? Okay, let's see. I just want to know, because I feel like somebody's been here staring at me the whole time. Says you can buy all kinds of prepared sprays. Yes, you can, and you can buy them on my website. Kauai said, my hubby says when I cleanse with sage that it smells like burnt sausage. My boyfriend says when I cleanse with Palo Santo or sage that he says it smells like there's a stoner in the house. I'm like, I am not getting stoned. And he's like, you smoke a weed? I'm like, I don't smoke a weed. Shadow said, I follow my sage spray with an ocean mist body spray. Ooh. Gemini said, my golden retriever Ginger, who passed 15 years ago, has been coming around the last few weeks. Aw. Carmen said, smells like weed. That's what my boyfriend says. Says, oh, really cool. I'll check your Etsy later. Okay, no problem. I got well, those are the sprays that I originally just was like using for myself. And I think it was a while back. Somebody was like, you should put your sprays on your shop. So that's what I did. But those are the ones I use. So, so yeah, I do feel like since I showed my cell phone the portal, that somebody came through the portal and has been standing right there staring at me. My neighbor smoked weed a lot, so he can tell a difference. You know, the neighbors across the way, I mean, I have nothing against, okay, like seriously, I have nothing against people that want to smoke weed or like whatever, but they smoke so much. I'm like, do you do anything else in your day but sit on your porch, hack up a lung, and smoke your weed? Like, you've got to have other hobbies. I mean, I don't care you want to smoke, but like, find another hobby. Let's see. Gemini said, I love the spray I purchased from you. We'll definitely order more. Yay, I'm so glad you love it. Sherry Bug, I love Palo Santo and sweetgrass. Ooh, sweetgrass is nice. I don't have any more, I don't think. But white copal is my new favorite. Copal is really strong though. So usually, I don't usually burn that in the house much. I'll do that when I do like perimeter stuff, when I want to protect my entire property from like intruders, both physical and non-physical. Okay, let me just pull 3 cards. I'm just asking, who is this person that is here with me? Because I be feeling you with me. Maybe I'm gonna pull 4 cards. Guess what the first card was? Says you need copal for Santa Muerte. She does like copal, so I do burn that for her. Nettle. Nettle is also good, like if you're gonna do your own like loose leaf incense. I think that that's really good. Kauai said, I love the smell of Palo Santo and lemongrass together. I've never put them together, but I love the smell of Palo Santo. Like I'm just... Anyway, so I was asking, who is the person that's been standing here watching me? First I get death. I take that as in the literal sense. Then I have the 4 of Wands. Then I have the moon, so I'm getting female. And then I have 6 of Swords. She's holding the kitty. Almost makes me think she's holding Presley. You know, I don't think I know who this person is. But I get like a very benevolent, like she's just a nice person, a nice woman, but just maybe like a little sad, maybe. So, but I do think she is hanging out with Presley. So if Presley likes her, she's probably cool. Oh, Sherry Bug, this is the Star Power Tarot. This is like my go-to, like pretty much all the time. If it's not the Wally's World, then it's this one. Everyone have a great day. I will talk to you soon. All right, Ayana, you have a great rest of your Saturday. So yeah, so I think it's basically the person who was just kind of curious was just like, I'm just like, you know, she's feeling a little down. So maybe that's why she's been hanging out in our live chat. Do you feel like it's attracted to your necklace? Maybe. Maybe she was a Pisces. Let's ask her. Maybe I want to ask her, what's attracting you to standing here with me? And now I can feel you behind me, and I can feel you sitting with me, which is giving me the goosebumps. Okay. That's too many cards that fell out. So let's pull some more. So I'm going to ask you, what attracts you to come hang out with our happy crew here today? Okay, these are the 2 that I get. Debbie says, can you use the back of the Santa Muerte Oracle deck? Remember, it has a Ouija board on the back. It does. You would have to spend some time putting that Ouija board together, but you could. Okay, so this is why she says she wants to hang out with us today. 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. So she says she's just really kind of attracted to the energy that's going on right here. But yeah, she's just more of an observer right now. So she's like, I'm just hanging out. I'm, you know, was feeling a little down. So I have your cat with me and he's really nice. And she's like, I wanted to see what you were doing. I'm just curious. So hello. Do you have a card? I'm gonna pull a card, and no need to be afraid of my cards. They're just cards. I'm not into anything bad or anything like that. Which one would be your name? Like close to your name? Kind of feel like she's trying to talk into this ear, but I really can't hear her. So, Debbie said, see if it spells out anything. It would take too long to put the deck together. This says, I don't blame her for being attracted to our chat vibes. I mean, we've had a pretty cool chat so far because, like, we are the live chat crew. We are the Saturday crew. We are the happy Catterday vibes. Name. I'm kind of actually, before I even pull a card, I'm kind of torn between Wendy or Cindy. Like Wendy or Cindy. Wendy or Cindy. Wendy. Okay. I don't know, I just kind of got like a Wendy from that, so either she wants to join in the crew too. Sea Cat thought about Alice. Yeah, kind of like a storybook name, like Wendy, Alice, you know, all of these names. So maybe she's got like more of a storybook name. Spirit has good taste. I come here for the same reasons. Well, welcome, people. Physical and non-physical. they're always welcome. All right, Lady Night, you get ready for bed. Oh, that's right, you are well ahead of us in time. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're probably gonna kind of wrap it up here too. I'll probably finish off with a healing with you guys, but hey, I mean, we got Alice, Wendy, Cindy here hanging out with us. Wendy from Casper the Friendly Ghost. Hey, maybe. Sherry Bug, the arms and head look like a W. Yeah, that's kind of why I was getting that like Wendy vibes. Just kind of like Wendy. So anyway, Wendy, if that's your name, I'm gonna be ending my chat. 2320 in Finland. Poor Sue, you gotta go to bed. Oh my goodness, it is so late. But before I go, I always do a healing, and you are more than welcome to observe the healing, or if you would like to receive some healing, you can receive some as well. But I'm wondering, do you want to say anything to everybody that is here? Or if you don't, that's totally fine. You know, I respect your wanting to just observe, and that's totally cool too. Kauai said it's 3:21 there. Chantal 22:30 or 22:21 in the Netherlands. Here it's 1:21 p.m. So okay, any message? Just pull two. It's the Judgment card and the Eight of Pentacles. Villains, this is 22:21 there as well. Is on computer. She's like, I'm just watching you work, actually. Like, like, is this what you do for a job? Like, she's like, it's interesting. I'm just like, I find what you do fascinating. Silver 222. Oh, angel numbers. So, oh yeah. Yeah, 122, 222. Oh, heck yeah. So yeah, she's just wondering like what it is that I'm doing. She's like, is this a job, or like, what are you doing? Like, she's like, I'm just watching. So yeah, Wendy, you can stay and get like a little bit of healing if you want to, but I'm going to be doing my healing now. So if you guys want to stick around, you can. If you want to go off and work on whatever it is that you guys are working on, you can do that too. That's totally fine. But if you want to receive some healing, and I will pull a card to figure out where I want to direct that healing, you just have to say it aloud, say it in your head, say it in the chat that you are just open to it. You can also direct it other places. Like, I want some for me, but I also want some for my mom, or, you know, or I want some for the world. You know, of course, I'm always putting that out there too. But yeah, let's see what type of healing I'm putting out there today. Nice. I like it. 10 of Pentacles. Marina's got the 2222. It's 2222. Yes, this is like family vibes. This is all of us together. Like, we are one big earth family. We're one big spirit family. So heck yeah, I love that. Those are the vibes going out to you guys today. Poor Sue said 2323. Ooh, and I like all the numbers coming in for your time zones. All right, so one big happy family. those people watching now, watching in the future, and the people that aren't even watching, they're still our earth family. They're still our spirit family. Hey, Christina. So yeah, let's send some vibes. And oh, by the way, we are still in Pride Month, so I love that too. We're all family. Okay. So here we go. Remember, you can stay, you don't have to stay, but I'm just gonna know that it's gonna reach you whether or not you're in the chat. All right, guys, that felt good the whole time. I'm hearing, we are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. So yeah, that played in my head the entire time. Poor Sue says, it looks like you're gonna burst into laughter. I wanted to burst out into song. I was like, heck yeah. I'm like hearing this song the whole time. Yes, I always have music going on in my head. Silver also had it going on in her head as well. So anyway, I will catch you guys next Saturday, and I will work on the technical aspects so that we can have a slumber party, all our homies from whatever part of the world you live in. You know, make sure you guys bring some snacks. Make sure you have something to wet your palate. Yeah, let's do a little like virtual slumber party. Let's tell some ghost stories. You know, we'll have some fun. So let me figure that out, and I'll give you guys a date on that, because I think that would be great. Like, we could be in our PJs, even if it's like the mid-afternoon wherever you live. Like, so yay, you guys are so welcome, and yes, you all have an amazing day. You guys have an amazing rest of your Saturday. For some of you, it's like really late. You're almost into Sunday. So in that case, happy Sunday. I don't hear music. I saw snowflakes. Yay! So anyway, peace, love, and chicken grease, you guys. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope you guys are able to get some of those family vibes, because we are all family. Jubilee, muchas gracias por nada. todo mi familia. So, sí. So yeah, I will catch you all later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.